We're discussing lightsabers, lightsaber hilts.
That can lead to heated debates.
Yeah, very much. I think it goes S tier.
You think it's S tier, sir?
Kind of bottom of C. I'd put it above.
Whoa, okay. I'm complete opposite. I'm gonna go A.
This saber tells a story, and not all of them do that.
This lightsaber is great up until they start flying with them. Like, I wouldn't put it in F, but I mean, like, this is
dang near an F tier lightsaber to me.
An F tier lightsaber?
I hate the shape. I think this made Seth mad. I think he's about to check out. This might have been what broke him.
It's S. Right.
S tier. I think we need an expert. I don't think we could decide this, just you and I. And welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Dunes Sea, a show all about that galaxy far, far away and beyond. My name is Connor.
And I'm Seth.
Your eyes are not deceiving you, folks. The board is back. The board is back. Another tier list. I'm excited. You know what? I think without further ado, you guys know the drill at home. When the board is here, we got the mug. We pull out everything at random, and then we discuss.
Okay, but what are we discussing?
We're discussing lightsabers, lightsaber hilts in particular.
Oh, that can lead to heated debates.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
Without further ado, I say we just get going.
Okay.
All right. And the first one, Darth Maul.
Oh, how fitting.
How fitting, from the Phantom Menace.
Yes.
The double-bladed lightsaber, the one that set the world on fire, if you will.
Yeah.
I think it goes S tier.
You think it's S tier?
It's S tier.
Sir.
It's S tier.
I'm not going
Come
to...
on, that moment in TPM?
Yeah, one moment.
Come on.
And then it gets broken in half.
It doesn't matter that it gets broken in half. We're judging it on the merits of the lightsaber hilt.
Oh,
okay.
I got you.
Where you got it?
I think it's clean. Like, it's just C. It's just average.
C tier?
It's average. Average.
Brother, this changed the world.
That changed the world. Exar Kun did it first.
Oh, Exar. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we need an expert. I don't think we can decide this, just you and I.
You're probably right.
Did someone say expert?
It's Grayson from MortisFM.
Where'd you come from?
Listen, I hear lightsaber, I run.
He just
immediately
appeared.
Engage.
Oh.
You know, like I was, this TV, we had it up here just for the aesthetics, but it's been finicky today. I think
how useful.
Yeah. Okay, so everybody, welcome Grayson from MortisFM, the lightsaber expert. We couldn't do this video without him. Thank you so much for being here, Grayson. This is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, I'm happy to be here.
You got to settle this. The Maul, the double-bladed lightsaber, Maul from TPM.
Listen, Seth, I'm sorry, buddy. I think it is S tier as well.
You guys are, so this is just gonna be a gang up session.
Look,
yeah.
I'll be real. I was playing it up a little bit.
I was wondering.
I think it's A tier.
You think it's A tier?
I think it's A tier.
I think it's okay.
I would be willing to go A tier as well. I think it is the very first lightsaber that was not just a single blade.
Different. Yeah, it was a
kind
trendset.
of revolution.
And that's why I have it A.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We need to set the rules though a little bit. Right?
Gotcha.
So I'll go first. My criteria is going to be rule cool first and foremost, because I mean a lightsaber's got to have the rule cool, right?
Yeah.
And then there's going to be a little bit of like just design.
Mm-hmm.
Is it comfortable? Does it look like it would actually work?
Yeah.
And then it's how well does it fit the character that it's with? And that's for me where this falls off a little bit. Is with Maul, I don't think this is a dark enough looking saber. You cut it in half, you'd have that looks like it could be a prequel Jedi.
It does look like a prequel Jedi.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. How about you? What's your?
I can concede. Yeah, I could concede there. I do think it doesn't have the weathered, tarnished, evil look. It looks very clean.
Yeah.
But that being said, I do think it makes up for it because having the two blades gives it that effectiveness of like this is a weapon. This is something that is
unorthodox. Yeah.
Right. For me, it is how reminiscent of it being like a functional looking tool. I think like there's certain lightsabers that look just kind of more toy-like, whereas other ones look like there's deliberate, meticulous placing of parts from the real world. And we'll get to those sabers in a little bit. Story implication, I'm a big fan of like legacy and, the passing of the torch to possibly another character. And of course, the ultimate thing is functionality. Like how ergonomic is the hilt,
Oh, yeah.
How like is exactly. So that's really, it's similar things, but if there's a lightsaber that looks all super clunky and is just like, how do you even hold that thing? It's gonna immediately go lower.
I'm with you.
The things that I'm kind of going off of is 1, rule of cool, and then 2 is like its kind of place in the story. Yeah, that like I'm not trying to get into the characters that wield them. It's more like just kind of how it fits in the story.
Yeah.
Because I mean, let's be honest, at the end of the day, it's a hot stick that sometimes is used to open doors or cut someone in half or stop little training remotes. Yeah.
Okay, well there we go. So
but my argument to Darth Maul is like it looks very much of the era. And it looks just too much like Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon, so that it has the big red buttons on it and stuff like that. And so that's why I'm just like, it's like, so what? You're just going to put those other 2 in A, and what, those 2, then those 3 just sit better than all the other ones because they look alike?
Well, I mean, my reasoning is more like,
the gravity.
It was a trendsetter, the gravity of it.
Yes, and I mean, let's be honest, that moment, the music crescendos and everything, and then he opens the second blade. Yeah. I get that. I get it. Yeah. Gotcha. I see where you're coming from.
All right, Grayson, settle it. I'm in A. He's in C.
I could do high B.
Okay.
I could do high B.
I'll say low A at the very least.
Low A.
Because I do think all the little red knobs and stuff do kind of give it a kind of a simple design.
Well, it's and
that's true.
It's what it really makes it look like Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon's because they both have those really big red buttons.
It
does.
Yeah. That's all I'm getting at.
All the prequel Jedi hilts look like that. Yeah.
It'll go low A.
Okay.
And we can reevaluate.
Okay.
This is a good time to tell the audience. There's a couple twists and turns in this tier list. One of them, each one of us has a lightsaber just off screen. And if you see us ignite them, that is us vetoing. That's us vetoing our opponents here on the stage. But here's the thing. Each of us only get 1. So right there, if Seth was adamant that, no, that sucker goes in C tier, he could have ignited his lightsaber, and Grayson and I can say nothing. And it goes for me and Grayson as well. We all have this power. So there's going to be a couple other twists and turns along the way.
The power of one, the power of many.
Yeah, something like that. All right, hit me. Let's go to the next one.
I can't reach very well. Okay, so very first one out of the gate.
Second one out of the gate.
Second one out of the gate. We have Ahsoka Tano, The Clone Wars.
Ooh.
Her yellow and green.
And blue towards the end.
So where am I going to put these? Well, you know how I feel about reverse grips.
Yeah, you hate reverse grips.
Yeah, I'm not.
Well, I mean, you can't judge the hilt on how the wielder uses it.
Well, it's how it's supposed to be wielded, isn't it? Because one is
Shoto?
shorter. Yeah, one's supposed to be shorter.
Well, I mean, she sometimes reverse grips it, but she sometimes doesn't.
Yeah, you can use a Shoto like a regular lightsaber. I mean, we'll get to another character that does the same thing.
I would be okay. I'm trying to even think too that like in the grand scheme of everything, I mean, Darth Vader does hold it for that one cool moment in Clone Wars. Yeah. I could put it. Is it better than Darth Maul's? That's the whole thing.
This is your question.
I know. I'm just thinking about that. That I'm like, is it better than Darth Maul's? We gotta. I'm gonna go. I could go mid B.
Mid B.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't really. These sabers feel very prequel-y. They're cool. I like the character that's associated with them, but I'd say low B maybe.
Okay, I'm probably top at B myself, so I think middle B is pretty fitting. Okay. I'm surprised. I thought this one would be an argumentative one.
Okay.
All right, Grayson, I'm pulling one out for you. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. How about you've got Jecki and Torben's lightsaber. So I know they're a little different between the two, but from the Acolyte, these guys have very similar lightsabers. Hit me where you got it.
Jecki and Torben. So I guess this is a good point to mention that like I have kind of some problems with the Acolyte lightsaber hilts from a prop design that is being included into my criteria. That being said, out of the Acolyte hilts, I do actually kind of like these, but I still don't think they go higher than B tier. So somewhere in B for me.
This is somewhere in B. Okay. I'll go next. Since
I love leather wraps on a lightsaber, so that,
it's got like a leather grip on it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So what this reminds me of is like, you ever go to like a craft show and they got like some artisan pins? You know that they're just like stock out of like Amazon or something, but maybe they did like a little wood turning on it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? This reminds me of that, where somebody took a mag light and was like, you know what? I'm just going to wrap a mag light in leather.
Yeah.
That would look nice, wouldn't it?
Call it a day.
I think this design is horrible. And when I was looking up these pictures for this looks like the Lego lightsaber. And like there's on Wikipedia, there's an icon of Torben holding it.
Yeah.
It legitimately looks like the Lego lightsaber.
It really does silhouette wise.
This is D tier for me. What do you think? You need to hold it. You need to look at it.
I guess I need to look at it. I mean, it doesn't really have a whole lot to do in the story either. That's the other thing that hurts it.
I mean, there's that cool moment where, she uses it dual wield Jarkai. Very cool moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's D for me. Seth, you're going to be the tiebreaker. Where does it go?
I guess so. I mean, let's we go low C.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bottom of C.
Bottom of C. Yep.
Yeah, I don't feel that strongly about this lightsaber to really be like whatever.
Yeah. Me neither.
Try not to cheat by looking inside the thing. All right.
Oh, be honest. You don't know all of them at a glance.
Oh, okay. Here we go. This is fun. Pong Krell's lightsaber is green and blue, double bladed. They kind of fold at the middle.
Yeah.
Design wise, I think that they're fine. They're really smooth. I don't think there's really a good place to grip them. At least, I mean, there's a tiny little grip on them.
Look at the Clone Wars lightsabers, though.
I know
they all are pretty smooth. Yeah,
but like for a dude with massive hands,
yeah,
I don't know. I feel like they have a little bit more grip on them.
Mm-hmm.
They're fine. I don't know. Like the double bladed is neat, like how they fold out.
Yeah,
and I mean, it fits the character.
Yeah.
They almost have like the sharp edges on them kind of give me like almost a teetering on the edge.
A bad guy vibe. Yeah.
But they're kind of boring. They just look like cylinders.
Yeah.
So for me, these goes top of C. I mean, this is pretty much as average as it gets, in my opinion. The only thing it's got going for it is it has the fold out.
Yeah.
And
I'm surprised. It's the first time you've seen the fold out.
That's true. Yeah. It's the first time. Which,
that got someone A tier. Because it's the first time you saw it, just throwing it out there.
But that's not that's not something that blows your mind. Like, oh my gosh, first time.
He wields two of those.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just average to me.
Huh.
I love these lightsabers. I think they're phenomenal. I think they're some of the best prequel designs, even though technically it is we first saw it in animation. And I think they suit the character extremely well because he has two of them. So he's able to like collapse them in and out as he's fighting with them. And they also just sound really, really cool. I love that sound is something that I bring into play. And Pong Krell is such a dang good villain. I think I'm putting this, I think A, personally.
A tier. How about you, Seth?
Wow. I was going to put it at the top of B.
Okay. So it looks like we got bottom of B, law of averages. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. Ezra, version 3, Blue Blade.
From Ahsoka.
It looks too much like another character's lightsaber. So I'm like, I feel like it's a cheap knockoff.
Grayson's like, I gotta wait my turn.
It's fine. You can talk. Interrupt me. It's fine. What you got?
Well, where do you have it?
Oh. I think it's like C tier. I mean, like it just is like, it's fine.
You're gonna be surprised about what I say, but I do have it higher than that.
Where do you got it?
So here's the thing. I do really like this lightsaber specifically because of the emitter and its link to another character. It has that silhouette. That being said, it is held back a little bit for me because I wish the character had just used the other character's lightsaber. There's a whole lore reason for that. I'm not gonna get into it. That being said, I do think this is a really cool prop design, and I like that it is not just a carbon copy of the other saber. And even the emitter is actually slightly different. It's like a sister piece. It's not one-to-one. But, I mean, it still isn't my favorite, so I'm probably going to put it in high B.
This is better than Pong Krell?
For the story reasons, yes. What does Connor say?
I think this is fine. I'm with Grayson with the story implication. I like that this in a vacuum, I like that this mimics Kanan's saber, but I think that I'm with Grayson. He should have just used Kanan's saber. I also kind of don't like this scene in the movie, which I know is not the fault of the design of the hilt, but I don't like that he's just given a crystal to put in here because that's established as such a big deal.
Right. It is a very thing. You're like, oh, okay. They can just make as many lightsabers as they want. Or at least it feels like that, right?
Yeah. Which I don't know that. So that always annoys me. Design wise, I think it's okay. I actually kind of like the emitter on it. I'm probably like above Pong Krell, below Ahsoka. That's where I'm at.
Go for it.
He almost swung his lightsaber there.
he thought about it. All right.
This is the hill I die on.
Next one. Okay. This is going to be interesting. This is a weird one. Darth Nihl. This is a lightning round. So this is another one of the twists here, people. So lightning round means that we have 15 seconds or less apiece to give our opinion. Because in reality, there are so many sabers in here, and we could talk for hours about each one of them. So lightning round for this, I think it's extremely unique. But it kind of doesn't make sense to me as a lightsaber. So I'm like, kind of bottom of C. I'd put it above Torben's.
Whoa, okay. I'm complete opposite. I'm gonna go A, especially because especially if you're gonna put Darth Maul that high, then Darth Nihl, I mean, it swings like a battle axe, people. He has a very long hilt and he has kind of a shorter blade, so he can get more torque on it. Like, it's cool. It's completely different.
It's very different.
So put it under Darth Maul. That's where I put it.
Okay, so Seth's an A, I'm in C. Grayson, where are you at?
We've seen lightsabers before like this. This is a stick with a blade coming out of it, bro. It's C.
When do you see that, Grayson?
The Shadow Guards in The Force Unleashed used it before.
Which came first, The Force Unleashed or Legacy of the Force?
It's like roughly around the same time. But bro is just an emo with it's literally a stick with a hole at the end, bro.
Yeah, that's where I'm at with it.
You guys are crazy.
It's cool, but it doesn't make sense to me as a lightsaber. Like, where are the electronics in it?
What do you mean?
Where do you store it? Where do you put that thing at?
Yeah, it's like a bunch of twists. Like, it's a twisty little branch. I just don't know.
Exactly, and then he's got the circuitry inside it, the stuff.
Well, but like looking
at the dark side.
But look at like another character. I know we'll get to it, but like Gunji's lightsaber, it's got wood accents, but it's definitely like there's metal in there. Maybe it's because I've not seen better pictures, but this just looks like it's literally just a tree branch.
It looks like Vaughn crab armor has covered it or something like that.
Yeah, which I'm like, again, it's neat, but I don't know. So Law of Averages has this below Ahsoka's.
Okay, I guess. Wow. I don't know what's going to be an S and A then to you guys, except if it's not. Wow, that Anakin Skywalker held that. I guess it goes an S. That's pretty wizard.
You got your saber there.
I can't waste it on Darth Nihl.
All right, Grayson, I'm pulling one out for you.
Also, bro, just his Darth name is just like an abbreviated form of Darth Nihilus.
Exactly. Yeah.
Come on.
That's where I'm at too. All right, Grayson, pull one out for you. Ooh, Rahm Kota, another lightning round.
Woo, baby.
15 seconds or less, Grayson. Hit me.
Lightsaber, yo. Oh my gosh. All right. It's top of A.
Okay.
It's a katana.
Yeah. I'll go next. I'll admit I have a little bit of bias towards this lightsaber because I had a figure and, it slides into the back.
Yeah.
I have like a broadsword.
Yeah, dude.
I love the wrappings. I love the weathering on it. It's a pretty simple design. I'd go probably top of B here.
Let me look at it really quick. I was going to say, that's the coolest thing is how he sheathes it.
It has the Kitsugi like leather wrapping on it.
Like that's what I like about it too. But I think there are other lightsabers that do what this saber is doing better.
It's a very, very simple design.
Yeah, it's top of B for me.
I mean, you'd put this above Nihl?
Yeah.
You'd put this above Ahsoka's?
1000%, dude.
Yeah.
It's just sits, guys. It's just it's a maglite with some.
No, it doesn't look like a maglite.
No, it is not. That is a lightsaber of a warrior, of a general. Look at the weathering on that thing.
Exactly. That's where I'm at with it. Where's it at? Where does it go for you?
I mean, I'm just, my mind's blown. Okay. I know it's supposed to be a lightning round. My goodness. Wow. I would have put it in C.
In C? Okay.
Yeah.
So it looks like it goes mid B then, if we're averaging it out.
I guess so.
I'll put it just below Ahsoka.
Crazy.
do you got?
Rey Skywalker.
Her yellow lightsaber.
Her yellow lightsaber.
One?
I really like how this thing like changes color when it is, so that makes me think that like there's more going on in there than like it just being yellow. I could put this at the bottom of A.
Bottom of A. Okay.
Yeah, because I mean, like, if and when we get this movie, like, this is going to be like, it's the implications. This is her lightsaber. This is what she built.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is going to be what the new Jedi Order is going to be built on. So yeah.
I agree with Seth. I think it belongs somewhere in A, and I think the overall style of it really suits her character. I just wish we got it a little bit sooner, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I like how it looks kind of like her staff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Even though it is my least favorite lightsaber color, that being yellow, I 100% agree. I think this represents her character perfectly.
Yeah.
I love the ignition switch.
How it's like a slider.
It looks like her staff. It's got the wrappings on it. It is literally this saber tells a story, and not all of them do that.
Yeah.
And I think that's awesome. I would also go A. I'd go above Darth Maul's, to be honest.
Okay.
Looks like we're all in agreement. Look at that. We're getting along.
Wow. Throw Darth Nihl out there, though. We all become enemies.
Leia's lightsaber, also from that movie. I used to be kind of lukewarm on this lightsaber, but after seeing like replicas and stuff, this looks super uncomfortable. Things I like about it. On the good replicas of this and the way it looks in the movie, I like the rose gold. I think some companies that make this saber kind of cheap out on that, and it looks like just kind of a bland copper. I like that it's kind of reminiscent of Luke's, but it's kind of got its own thing going on. It looks a little bit more royal, but it looks so uncomfortable. There's also the added aspect of it. It doesn't look like this was scavenged like Luke's does, because Luke's kind of has to look like that. And I'm wondering, where'd you get these parts? Maybe they would have went to Coruscant.
Different time, man.
Stuff, right? Yeah. I get that. But there's just nothing that stands out to me about it. And I think that it just looks uncomfortable. I think this is a top of C tier easy.
Yeah, it's funny. I actually used to like love this saber, and there's still things that I like about it. But I mean, it's so uncomfortable looking, dude. Like there's like those weird spikes on the grip, and I'm like, way to just. I
think it's fine.
Yeah,
I don't think it like,
but I mean, special.
Well, the other thing though too is it's just like, unfortunately, kind of like that scene in Rise of Skywalker where it's just like, boom, by the way. Yeah, this feels like, oh, boom, by the way. Like, yeah, that it's just kind of tacked on a little bit. Yeah.
If you were to show me this lightsaber in a vacuum, I would not be like, that's Leia's. But if you showed me that Rey's, and I'd never seen the movie, I'd be like, oh, that's
got to be hers. Yeah.
Yeah, this does not evoke the character, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So mid-C, I'll put it mid-C. I think that's where it goes.
Mid-C is fine with me, yeah. What does bring it up for me slightly is that Rey uses it for a little bit.
Yeah, I do like that scene. I do like that scene. All right, pulling out another one for Grayson. Ooh, Maris Brood from The Force Unleashed. Ooh. This is a lightning round.
Ooh. Oh, okay. I'm putting this in I'm somewhere in A. I like that it actually is in line with her arms. I don't remember what they're called. I don't remember what they're called, but the fact that she can like flip them around and use the reverse grip as like a blocking, but then also do it as like slashing with her arms is very cool. Very creative style, suits her character. A.
I remember these kind of blowing my mind when I was a kid, just because I was like, that's so unique. I had an action figure of Maris Brood. I do think they're a little over-designed, in my opinion. I think this lightsaber's fine. I'd probably go very bottom of B. In my opinion, I think it's okay. Like, don't get me wrong, they're cool, but
my mind's getting blown here.
What's yours? Where are you at?
Well, no, I think it's wild that like this is the only time we've ever seen that kind of lightsaber.
It's the only time. Yeah,
and then you're just like, bottom of B. Darth Maul's over here going.
You need to get off this horse.
I'm just saying,
the Darth Maul thing changed everything. At that point, lightsabers got to be cool again, like, or they could do anything, right?
Clearly, they can.
I'm saying
is that jumping the shark? Is that what I'm asking?
Once the mold is broken with Darth Maul's lightsaber, what I'm saying is like after that, really up until Kylo Ren, nobody has a lightsaber that's like shocking. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I mean, that was pretty nuts.
It is cool. I'm not saying it's not cool. There are other ones I like better. That's all. Where do you have it?
I mean, I could maybe give you the top of B.
Okay, I could go top of B.
For
I
it
think
being
it's
so unique, I would have thought that it would have earned A.
Okay, what about you, Grayson? Top of B?
I mean, yeah, if it's bottom of A or top of B, I think that's fine.
Oh, this is looking a lot like a Maglite. It's Vernestra's.
Vestra Rwoh.
Yes. Yeah. This is the whip, though, right?
It's the whip.
I mean, I hate to say it. It's actually kind of like, I mean, that's a unique design.
Yeah.
But gosh, what a ugly looking thing. I do like the gold stripe on it. I think that that's nice. And I think that that does kind of fit and breaks up the monotony of it.
Mm-hmm.
But it does actually kind of fit her character.
Yeah.
Yeah. That like, I could put it top of B or bottom of A. Okay. I mean, it'd be like one of the few from that show that I would be like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
It sucks because like she is a prime High Republic character, and yet it looks more like a prequel lightsaber to me. Like it's just boring to me. I like that it's a whip thing. So I mean, for me, it's like C maybe.
This one's tough for me because on one hand, I love the whip. It's something new. It's something different. But if I'm just looking at the design, it's one of the most boring lightsaber designs I've ever seen. And not only that, we made the Pringle can joke a lot while we were covering Acolyte. This thing is so freaking thick. Like when she pulls that off of her belt to like the one time you see the whip, she has to like, I don't think her fingers touch. It's crazy how thick this thing is. So it's like on one hand, if this was a cooler design and had the whip, I'd be an A. But this is so boring. I'm like top of C, maybe.
It's weird
B.
too because like in the books, like she's holding it as a kid and it fits her hand. Like it's way leaner, but then the prop department for the show made them really fat, and it's just like, why?
And this really does just look like a Maglite with a gold strip on it.
It does.
So unfortunately, that's where I'm at top of C, and top of C is generous. That's only because of the whip. If not for the whip, this would be D tier to me.
Okay.
Highest I would go would be low B.
So, you can do C.
Sounds like top of C.
Yeah.
Seth's just, he's boggled right now.
I have a little bit. It's kind of crazy.
Like, I don't have enough vetoes for this.
I know. Yeah, I was going to say, I need more vetoes.
Oh, okay. The Ronin lightsaber from Visions.
Hey, that looks a lot like another lightsaber you guys loved a couple rounds ago.
And for that reason, this is C tier for me. I think that it's cool, but there are so many lightsabers that do this better.
Here's the other
Grayson's getting up and leaving.
He's done.
You know what?
Oh, no, that's his veto.
See? Unbelievable. That is an S tier lightsaber.
Wow. S tier. S tier.
This is
S tier.
Well, okay, it goes up at S tier then.
This is the hill he dies on.
You could have convinced me to put it in B, but S tier is wild for that. Don't get me wrong, it's cool. It's just Rahm Kota's is cooler, and I think that Ahsoka's are basically that as well, just without the wrap. Like doing the samurai thing, I don't know. It's cool. There are other sabers that do it better.
First of all, the sound font of it rocks. It's amazing. Secondly, the idea that it has to be put in a sheath, like an actual katana, which might be for like stylistic reasons, I think is so slick.
Yeah,
and the way
makes
he
for a cool
fights,
shot.
like
yeah,
and the way he actually fights of like actually using it as a katana, like putting his hand on the pommel to like push it for like thrusts and everything. It's got that erratic kind of look to it. It is a beautiful, beautiful lightsaber.
Okay. Well, that's fine. Where would you have put it?
I think that this one's more fitting to have the wrap on it. So I would have at least put it higher than Kota's.
Okay.
Yeah. So that like at the very least, because I'm like, even more so than Ahsoka, like this truly is a Star Wars Ronin samurai guy. Yeah. So I feel like that. Yeah.
Maybe.
Like I said, I could have been convinced to go higher. Maybe C was a little much, maybe, but
man, you made him waste his thing. Like you were so
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I gave in to the dark side.
All right, Grayson, I'm pulling this one out for you. Mara Jade, lightning round, her purple lightsaber.
Ooh, top of A. Beautiful lightsaber. Looks really good for the EU. I think it's got the emitter is cool. It has a good one-handed feel. She could use it with a blaster. I love it.
I'm personally in B tier for this one. I think it's nice. There's nothing extraordinary about it. Like A and S are like extraordinary to me. I think it looks kind of like it's been built like over it looks like it's been modded. It's been, you know, it's gone through some stuff, but it's also in like a pristine condition, fitting for the Emperor's hand. It's B for me. I could be convinced on where it goes in B, but yeah.
It's cool. It's neat for an EU lightsaber. It looks very our world, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It looks like maybe something that you would imagine.
Yeah, that like if we went to Home Depot and built it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it kind of reminds me of.
So where are you at?
I think that we could put it at the top of B.
Okay. Above Mars Brood or just below?
I think that just below Mars Brood.
Okay. Any serious objections, Grayson?
Cope.
You can cope.
I'm good. I can cope. I think that's fine.
Okay.
You're up.
I'm up. Let's do it. I'm trying not to look. Like I see a couple of them like, ooh, that'd be fun. And I'm like, boo. We got Indara Green from the Acolyte. I guess the accents are kind of cool, but like it just fits with all the other ones. They're all just ugly and they're all Pringles cans. It's just like, man, like I get what they were trying to do. Like that, like they all do look unique to the characters, but I'm like, it just doesn't fit the High Republic or the era, I feel like. So, I mean, this is lower than Vernestra. I mean, it's down. It's the bottom of C.
Where do we have Vernestra's at right now?
Top of C somehow.
Somehow.
I would put this, somewhere in that area. Either like maybe like it would. It's not going higher than anything except maybe Vernestra's because I do like that it looks more lightsaber-y. But other than like if it was lower, I'm not being upset about it.
This is almost a D tier lightsaber to me. And here's why. One specific reason. When I was looking up pictures for this looks like a toy. Like it looks like a kindergartner painted it. Like seriously, I'm not trying to be mean, but I don't know if this is, I pulled it from Wikipedia. I don't know if this was an actual picture of the prop, but it legitimately looks like it was either 3D printed and it's got kind of that like unsharp detail. It does not look like something that was actually weathered. It looks like somebody who painted it and then scratched paint off.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it's worse. It's worse than Jecky's down there because of that. Like the design itself is whatever, but I think at least the Jecky design, I like the grip.
Yeah.
I think the emitter's way too big, but is anybody what do you think? Did I convince anybody for D or are we going C?
I could care less on this one, so you could put it in D.
I really don't care.
Yeah. Okay, good. It's going to D then.
Yeah.
It's also like you barely see it. The only thing that gives it some clout is that it was in that initial poster with the blood, which is cool, I guess.
Yeah,
it's in the trailer too, where it was like smoking or whatever, and she was walking away.
Here, we're keeping the train going. Kelnaka's green lightsaber from the Acolyte. I'm just going to go right off the bat here. This is bottom of D. I could almost go F tier because and it's not, look, the one thing I like about it, I like that it looks like it has gotten hot a lot and it's got discoloration.
Yeah.
That is the only thing I like about it. If you showed me this, it was like, what species do you think this belongs to? I would not guess Wookiee. Like, oh yeah, it's got a little brown at the bottom.
Yeah.
Neat.
Of course. Wookiee.
Like, I don't know. This is just, I think this is so uninspired for a Wookiee lightsaber. I do not like this lightsaber. I think it is bottom of D tier, easy.
I disagree. I think I don't love this saber mainly because of the paint job, but I will say it is long. It's about a 16-inch lightsaber. It's a big lightsaber. That is the longest lightsaber we've seen in like a visual medium.
Okay.
And it's also because it is a Wookiee, the Pringles can thing fits. Like it's got to be a little bit bigger for him to hold.
I'm not even judging it on the Pringles can this time. I just think it looks terrible for a Wookiee.
Well, the thing is I don't think a Wookiee always has to have like a wooden lightsaber, you know, like.
No, but there should be something to indicate the character, right? Like I think that every lightsaber size, should inform
how big it is.
Maybe. Where do you have it then?
Better than Vernestra's for sure. Like low B.
Really? Where do you have it, Seth?
Goodness, why do I have to be the deciding vote?
B is wild. B is wild.
I mean, I think that we could put it mid C.
I'd put it below Leia's.
Below Leia's?
Fine, above Leia's, but that's take it or leave it.
I'll take it.
You use your.
I'm not gonna lie, I considered it on this one. Okay, Grayson, you're up. We got Starkiller's lightsaber from the Force Unleashed 1.
Ooh.
Force Unleashed 1, dude. this is a cool freaking lightsaber because I think it perfectly resembles what Starkiller's character is. First of all, it looks like it was made out of scrap parts, like Vader gave him the bare minimum, right? That he was like, you're going to fend this off yourself. The exposed kyber crystal is extremely cool. I love that it also is using the Graflex parts, like the top half of the hilt is using Anakin's thing. So like the fact that Vader is kind of in a weird way tapping into that like innate, I don't know, like just like here's a lightsaber that kind of looks like mine. I kind of like that it also doesn't look super comfortable to hold only because Starkiller was kind of pseudo tortured in a way. And then I just, I don't know. I mean, I think this is an A-tier lightsaber.
Yeah, that's even though I don't like reverse grip, but I really love the fact that like you can see that like Anakin Skywalker is still in this thing. Mm-hmm. Like I think that's really, really neat. I could be convinced, I guess, that it could be an A. It's not better than Darth Maul's though, for that reason.
I do think it was the first lightsaber with an exposed kyber crystal really put in the mainstream.
Yeah, that's
I
cool.
think gives it a lot of credit.
I just always think about that scene where he's like floating, it's floating around him and he's putting it all together and then Vader comes up behind him and then all the pieces fall and then he's trying to put it back together himself. Like, I just really like that scene too.
That's great.
Yeah.
Really
I have no arguments. This goes right below Darth Maul.
Okay.
I'd put it above, but it could go below.
But Connor, Darth Maul opened up so many possibilities.
Shut up. Get off of this. What's wrong with you?
It truly was Pandora's box.
That's going to be the theme of the whole video.
Why do I keep pulling these? It's souls. It's a Pringle can. It's run of the mill. It doesn't look any different than any of the other ones except that it's silver. It's fine. And it's got...
Where's it go?
It's better than Kilnaga's. It's fine.
This is the only one that I kind of like, but it is so thick that it almost ruins this design.
I know.
You know what this looks like? This looks like Cal Kestis's lightsaber, but like an overweight version of it.
Yeah.
It's just really thick.
I also thought it looks like a really fat version of Ahsoka's because it has kind of like that
it does
thing.
This is C tier. I mean, it's above Kelnaka.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, we're on agreement. All right, easy.
Yeah, I agree.
Cool.
Savage Opress lightning round. This is B tier for me. I think that this is really cool because it's very it's doing everything Darth Maul is doing, but it's got that little flair, so you know it's related. You know, it's like it's the brother of Darth Maul. I think that I'd put it just below Maris Brood. That's where I'm at.
Better than Mara Jade.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Savage is not sorry, Tony. I know you're listening. Savage is not a character that I'm like through the moon about. I will say I do think it suits him, and I feel like in a weird world it could have been like a better Maul lightsaber.
Yeah.
But I mean, I just because I don't really love the character, and it's fine. B.
I want it at the bottom of B at the very least.
Really?
Yes, because like, well, let's take Darth Maul and we'll make it scarier, and that's his brother. Isn't it? It's like that's so
it fits
dumb.
the character. It fits the character.
Yeah, but does the character do anything in the lore then? That's the whole thing. He does what?
He fights Palpatine with this.
And then what?
And then dies.
And then dies.
I can. Okay.
He gets beat by Obi-Wan several times.
I'd put it. How about just below Niles?
Fine.
All right. All right, Grayson, you're up.
All righty.
Oh, fitting for you.
We're doing them all. Lightning round.
Ezra Bridger's first lightsaber.
This is so tough because it is very much a gimmicky lightsaber. I do think it is kind of cool, but like maybe it went a little too far with being cool. I don't know. I can you guys give your opinions on it? Because like I don't know.
So for me,
I kind of hate it.
I want to hate it, but there's a thing that if this was his saber his entire tenure on the show, I would probably hate it more. But I kind of like that it's like a kid trying to be too cool, trying to be too big for his britches.
There you go.
I mean, I like when Kanan's using it against the Grand Inquisitor.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's my favorite moment with it.
As far as the design goes, I think that it's too much, but I think that fits the character. He's trying too hard. And from a design standpoint, I actually like that it looks like he just put it together.
Yeah.
It does. It is. There's like levers and switches and triggers.
I'm probably B tier with this one. I like it, but it's extremely impractical. I think it makes way more sense to just have a
lightsaber,
gun,
yes,
a lightsaber, and then a gun at your side. But again, with the story, it's like that always mixes in. It's like I like that aspect to it. So I'm in B.
I could see it being just under Mara Jade's.
Okay, I'd put it lower in B personally. How about you, Grayson?
So, yeah, I agree. I think the way you said about him being like a kid and it being like, oh, let me make this really like when we were kids, we're thinking about these cool lightsabers, right? You know, the generation of prequel kids. I do like that it gets destroyed, and I like the way that Kanan uses it, like Seth said. So, I mean, yeah, maybe below Maris Brood.
I'd put it below Ahsoka personally. That's where I have it.
Oh yeah, let's do that. That's fine with me.
How about you, Vito?
No.
I know Seth hates it, so
I don't hate it. I just I just think it's fine. That yeah.
You just say you kind of hated it.
The Grand Inquisitor.
There's a caveat with this one. This includes all of the Inquisitors.
Yeah, this is just all the Inquisitors' lightsabers.
I know Grayson's going to detest this. We printed them off, but they're just too similar to rank individually, in my opinion.
Very similar.
But my boy Marok,
he's
got little blades on his.
See, yeah.
So this lightsaber is great up until they start flying with them. That's the only thing that I'm like, I think it's fine. I think it fits the character. I like the idea. Do you like them flying?
I think the flying thing, people hate on that so much. Like, people act like they're freaking, like they're just flying to other ends of the planet. They just use them to either jump from up to places or to glide. They never use them to fly like a ship.
They do take off.
They do take off, but also think about how high Jedi jump. Think about in Clone Wars how far Anakin jumps. They are kyber crystals. They're infused with the Force. They assist their levitation. Count Dooku floats down in Gendy's Clone Wars. If he had that lightsaber, who knows what he could do? Right? It's literally a helicopter.
Oh yeah, I guess he wouldn't need a solar sail. He could just pull out his lightsaber.
I didn't say that. I'm just saying, if you think
said
about
who
it,
knows what he could do.
Well, I'm saying, if Jedi can already naturally, glide, then it would make sense that, a literal helicopter of a lightsaber with kyber crystals in it could assist a Force user to go much further. That being said, do I like those scenes all the time? No, but it is cool, and it suits the idea of, the Inquisitors having, a cheat code in a way where it's, you see it every time. You see the Grand Inquisitor do it. You see Marok do it against the Ahsoka. They use it as a crutch, and I think that is representative of the dark side, and it being it's a win button, right?
I don't mind, especially looking at the fact that these guys aren't super skilled. They're going against people that are also not trained. So I think it's fitting. I still just hate the image of them flying. I think that is so dumb looking, and especially when is it the eighth brother where his is damaged and then he still tries to fly and he just wrecks in the corner? That it's
I love that, to be honest.
Okay. What do you got to say about it, Connor?
Nobody said their rankings yet, by the way.
Yeah, what do you got to say about it? I think it's really weird because I don't hate everything about it, but a lot that comes with it is stupid in my opinion.
Here's what I like. I like that all the Inquisitor lightsabers are kind of uniform with very little variation. I think that makes sense for the Inquisitorius.
Yeah.
I think the lightsabers fit, like you guys have said. I like the idea that they spin in a combat scenario.
Exactly. No, I'm perfectly fine with it. But when they're spinning so fast that they can achieve,
I also don't like the flying.
Off.
I also don't like the flying thing, but I don't know that I can count that against the lightsaber design. Personally,
it's just a story choice, right?
Yeah, it's yes, I understand that the sabers do that in the story, but if I'm just judging it by the design and how it invokes the character, I think it's pretty
how
fitting.
they flip out. They're half.
Yeah.
It's like a crescent and then it flips out. Yeah.
Sometimes they split up too in Reva's case where they split up into two different lightsabers.
This is going to be crazy. I think this is kind of an A tier lightsaber.
Whoa!
I just think that, again, it invokes the character really well. And in a combat scenario, I do like the spinning. But I do hate the flying, but I don't know that I could take that away from it.
My caveat is that I think 2 of them are in A tier, and I think the rest are all not in A
tier. We're just judging Grand Inquisitor. Just Grand Inquisitor.
Just the Grand Inquisitor. I mean, Seth, what say you?
I think this made Seth mad. I think he's about to check out. This might have been what broke him.
Hey, you have your coat token, bro.
There's only one lightsaber that gets mine, and I'm just gonna make sure that it stays. I think they really, like that's all it is. It just sucks because like I want to like the Inquisitors, but I think that also like you're supposed to hate them.
Yeah,
I think that's the point though. No one comes in and goes, "Man, I love the Inquisitors." No, they suck. That's the whole thing is that like because they're going after Jedi that are supposed to suck. Like they're the worst of the worst, basically.
Yeah,
yeah. If it's at the very bottom of A, I guess that's fine. Because like,
how about top of B?
Top of B is fine with me.
Okay, top of B.
Okay.
Seth's gonna punch a wall.
just gonna drink some.
He's
Monster.
gonna pull a Kylo Ren. Just no.
Oh, okay. Anakin's Attack of the Clones lightsaber.
Ooh.
A tier. I mean, this is cool. I like that. It obviously looks like Darth Vader. I think that's awesome.
I think they went a little too heavy-handed.
Yeah. Well,
because
I know they were locked in because of the story. Yeah. I wish that this would have been his Revenge of the Sith lightsaber.
Yeah.
If they were going to make the through line to Vader.
Yeah.
But, well, even saying that, I guess it doesn't make sense for Vader to want to call back to this time.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. A might be too high. B.
I'm fine with B.
Probably B.
Because I feel like the Attack of the Clones is a little too heavy-handed at times with like, he's going to be Darth Vader soon.
Yeah.
And that's what this reminds me of a lot.
Yeah.
And then also like it gets lost and then broken several times.
I'm getting convinced. The more we talk, the lower it gets on my list.
Yeah.
I'm toward the bottom of B now.
I'm at bottom of C.
C.
I think this lightsaber is way too on the nose. I don't like really chrome-plated lightsabers, and his is extremely shiny.
Okay.
And it's from a prop design point, it is extremely small. Like if the Acolyte sabers are Pringles cans, like these are like candle rods. It's a tiny lightsaber. I don't know why it's so tiny.
Obi-Wan's gonna kill me.
Maybe I'm being harsh. Yeah, it's like it's fine. I think there's a lot of people that really like this lightsaber, and I know you do as well, Connor. I mean, I could maybe do it like top of C, I guess.
Yeah, I could. I'm there with you. Top of C.
Put it above Bernestra's.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
The more we talked, I don't know. Maybe it being too much like Vader's doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's just so heavy-handed.
All right, Grayson. Baylan Skoll's orange lightsaber.
Dude, the Force is with me today. This is a peak lightsaber, dude. This is such a slam dunk for the prop department. It is so perfect for the character. Like it being a broadsword, the slightly off red color, it is extremely weathered. The ring at the bottom, it looks comfortable to hold. The way Baylan uses it is perfect for this character. I believe it is. I really think it is an S tier lightsaber.
S tier. What do you think, Seth?
Oh, I don't know if it's S tier. I guess I didn't realize how long. So it's got a long hilt, like a broadsword.
Yeah.
It is a 14-inch, 15-inch lightsaber. It's big.
So he can take those big swings with it then? Okay. Interesting.
I love this lightsaber.
It is the Claymore of lightsabers.
I don't know that I could go S, but top of A for sure.
It does invoke a time of peace, a more civilized era. So I guess I've never really stared at this that long. So
it's a lightsaber I want so bad.
I love the little spikes at the top. It's just that subtle, like they're not horns, but they spike out a little bit. I love that.
It really, that is the lightsaber of a Dark Knight, not Batman.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Paladin.
Yeah, I agree.
But you guys think this is better than Darth Maul's?
Yeah, I think it invokes the character better.
I think if Maul's lightsaber looked more like this from a weathering standpoint.
Yes, absolutely. It would be maybe S tier for me.
Yeah, I think too, though, that Maul's needed to kind of hide in plain sight if he ever lost it. That's the whole thing too, is I think that it needed to look.
I guess.
Yeah, for the story. Okay, I mean, I don't have much of an argument. I mean, I think it's neat. Yeah, that's fine, I guess. It seems high, but that's okay. I mean, we'll get others in
Your history with Baylan Skoll continues.
I guess so. Lightning round, Shaak Ti. She doesn't do anything in the movies except for
it's the design.
I know, but I'm just thinking about that. I have seen this design in other media and it's better, like in The Force Unleashed and then also in Gindy's Clone Wars. And unfortunately, it doesn't really look like this in either of those. So that's what I'm saying. And that's why it stinks. And so that's why I'm like, cool, it's C tier. It's pretty average looking. Go for it.
I'm with you. Definition of mid C. Goes right below Leia's.
Yeah, I could even put it in D. I think it's really over-designed for kind of no reason. The only thing I like is like the copper or brass accent at the top, but
D tier.
Yeah. Yep.
Seth hasn't pulled any good ones.
I haven't pulled a cool one yet. It's ridiculous.
Ooh, Gunji's lightsaber. Gunji's green lightsaber. This is also a lightning round. I think this lightsaber is terrible. It goes in F tier, in my opinion. I do not like it. I think that even though I was just saying how like Wookiee lightsabers need to be wood, this is one, but I think it looks so whack. It does not, I don't know. It does not, it's just a weird looking lightsaber to me. It is way too smooth. It is, well, I think Wookiee, I think like brawler, you know, I think like big, strong, and he's also a kid. I understand that, but it's way too smooth. If I were to design a Wookiee lightsaber, it'd be like bark. That's what it would look like.
Kind of like Darth Nihil's?
Actually, yeah.
Oh.
It would be, but that doesn't belong to a Wookiee. This is F tier. Maybe D tier. Maybe I'm being harsh, but I don't really like it.
This is one of the coolest lightsaber designs ever made. It's S tier.
Yeah,
and you said it should just be a piece of wood. It's still a lightsaber. That's the exact argument of Darth Nihl.
No. I want it to look like just bark. That's what but this is way too smooth. Like I can't picture Gunji making this.
I'm sure I for people in the audience, I can't exactly see, but there are knobs and stuff on it. It is made out of the wrapping and the bark of a wosher tree, but it still has little metal pieces and stuff. Again, it's got the flared emitter. It is almost perfect for a Wookiee.
It's almost cool. It could be like, again, the puzzle pieces are here for an awesome lightsaber, but they fumbled the execution, in my opinion.
I should have saved this for this. That is crazy.
This is wild to me.
Where do you have it, Grayson?
He says S.
You have it in S tier?
It is one of the most unique and functional and cool lightsabers. Story purpose, it suits the character. Design-wise, it is perfect.
Seth, you got to be the tiebreaker. We're on literally the opposite end of the spectrum.
I mean, it is kind of cool, like these ornate things that are going on it.
Again, it's cool, but I cannot picture a child Wookiee making that.
He had Huang!
Yeah,
I get he has Huang, but
Huang was like, here, this is something that's from your people, a ceremonial weapon.
The puzzle pieces are there. It could have been awesome, but I think it looks way too smooth. And it just looks like if he tried to swing it, it'd fly out of his hand. There's no palm swell on it. You'd have to really grip that sucker. It
literally has a curve and indent for where you would put your hand. What are you talking about?
Not at the bottom. Not at the bottom. It's straight. And it's got a little like
No, it literally at the top is thicker and then it divots down. It is,
I know that's what I'm saying. There's no palm swell. There's no like a palm swell on an axe, right? Like if you swing it, it prevents the axe from flying out of your hand. This does not. It goes from thick to super thin.
He is a Wookiee. He's a big boy.
Okay, you got to be the tiebreaker.
Can rip people's arms off.
You got to be the tiebreaker.
So where does it set it right now? With you going S and him, or
it's C tier right now, just
so
between
it's just
Grayson
chilling
and I.
in C.
So literally, you're the tiebreaker. You got to pick.
I think, how about let's put it above Ezra's other one. Let's put it above Ezra's Ahsoka one.
Wow, that's where you'd put it?
Let's just, can we all agree? Can we all get along?
Yes.
No, not that one. No. Ezra's one from Ahsoka. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Can we all? Does that make everyone feel okay?
But I'll let it go.
I can be. Why don't you activate your lightsaber?
It's not worth it on this one. I'm not wasting it on Gunji.
But you feel that strong about Gunji.
I just think, again, I get what everybody's saying. It's just, it just doesn't execute it well, in my opinion. I've always hated this lightsaber.
Okay.
That is literally, when you pulled it out, that was the exact opposite because of your arguments for Kelnaka. I'm blown away. But hey,
again, it's all there. It just doesn't execute it well, in my opinion. It's way too smooth. Okay, Grayson.
All right.
Cal Kestis' lightsaber.
S tier lightsaber. This is such a unique lightsaber. It fits the character, especially how it evolves later on. I prefer it with the repaired pommel, but I like the damaged pommel.
I have the damaged one on the icon here, but I also like it with the repaired pommel.
Yeah,
I
think
don't
I think it's dope. I think it's a good length. I think it is such an original and awesome lightsaber.
You know, I think I could agree. I had it an A on my list, but
I could be fine with A.
Again, evocative of the character. I love that it's broken on the icon I have. It's a Jedi that's not only is it broken because of Jaro Tapal, it's
broken spirit.
Yeah, it's reflective of Cal's broken spirit that he has to get back. I also love the emitter. This is maybe my favorite emitter of any lightsaber.
So good.
I love it. Yeah, I could go bottom of S. Seth, you got a different opinion? A? Okay.
Under Baylan.
I do have Baylan and Cal. Literally, they're in my top 5, I will say, and they're both right next to each other.
I could say it's better than Baylan.
Okay, yeah.
It also has the knurled grip, which I really like. That texture to it.
Mm-hmm. I'm not looking. Don't worry. It's okay. I'll probably
another Acolyte saber.
I'll probably pull someone else from the Acolyte. It's thick. What we got? It's Ki-Adi-Mundi. Wow. I hate this. I just keep pulling randos.
Okay, throw it up on the list and then pull another one.
Okay, no, it's fine. It's better than Shaak Ti's.
Okay.
But barely.
So D tier.
It's pretty boring. Like, it is.
I would also call this like the definition of mid, on it. But yeah.
It's boring.
I actually think it's better than Indara's, though. I'd put it above Indara's.
Yeah, it can be the top of the D. I mean, he was in the Acolyte, too.
So you did pull an Acolyte saber.
I did pull an Acolyte saber.
Oh, okay. The Dark Saber.
Oh.
This one is tough. I'm in a similar situation as I am with Vernestra, because you have to take the blade into account as well as the saber design. I love this saber design. Okay, you know what? I'll defer to Grayson on this because I don't know the answer to this. Is the hilt actually rounded a little bit? Because I know in Clone Wars it's very angular, but I know that's the style in Clone Wars.
So the Mandalorian prop, it has kind of like an oval shape almost.
Okay, so like it is rounded.
It's like more flat on both sides, but it does kind of have that rounding to it.
I have a question too for you. Is the blade flat?
Ish. It's kind of hard to tell because of the way, because it has that angle to it. I wouldn't say it's like pure, just like flat. Like it's kind of like the hilt.
Well, given that, my only concern was the angular design, but if it's got an oval shape, this is an S tier lightsaber.
I completely agree. I think it is one of the most unique and cool and symbolic lightsabers.
I agree.
Guys,
really?
The whole thing is I honestly think this might be where they jump the shark. Where like they just think that they think it's kind of like Ezra's, what you guys said, that it's like, how do we make it cool? Well, let's really invoke samurai. Okay, we'll make the hilt like look like a samurai sword.
I don't think that's it. I think what they're doing here with Ezra, yes, it's over designed, but this is it's an inversion. Rather than a lightsaber, it is a dark saber because it's a Mandalorian.
A light sword?
Well, because a Mandalorian is like they were the enemies of the Jedi, right?
I know. Yeah,
so it's an inversion of the
everything
lightsaber.
It's supposed to be.
It's invocative of the era, and I think that it is an inversion.
But then what about all the bull crap that you have to you can't wield it?
You can't put that with it because it's not the design. But
it's with the story of it though. That's the whole thing. In the meaning behind it, and then the fact too that supposedly there was a bunch of weight on it, but apparently now it breaks. That it meant a lot to a lot of people, and it had a curse.
I don't like the breaking, but I don't think we could put that on the design.
I'm just throwing it out there. At least that's some of the stuff that I'm thinking about. I really feel like I wouldn't put it in F, but I mean that this is I honestly think that this is kind of like the D tier kind of right.
S tier.
My man.
Nope.
My man.
I can't. That's
wild to me. There's no way.
I would have accepted a B. I wouldn't have accepted it, but I would have at least understood your argument.
Let's draw the next one.
Were you going to put it in A?
No.
Okay, well then there you go. Anything below A was going to get the veto from me.
Wild.
Amen. Yeah, amen.
Wild.
You did the right thing, Connor.
You did the right thing. Thank you. The inversion of the blade is so invocative of what it's supposed to be, in my opinion. Grayson, you have Sabine / Ezra V2.
Oh, dude, the Force really is with me today. They're picking some of my
Seth's like, this sucks. I hate this.
Yeah. This one, the story here, the first of all, let's talk about the design standpoint. It evokes so much original trilogy in the way that it's got the triangle ring, it's got that slight contrast of color with the red lever, it's got the thin neck, it's got it's very weathered looking, and it changes obviously between Rebels and Ahsoka, because from a prop standpoint they put the guards on there so they could actually put a blade in it. Because if they didn't, they wouldn't have been able to actually make it work like Ezra's looks like in Rebels. And of course, it's, representative of Sabine's evolution as a character. It becomes her lightsaber. This is my third favorite lightsaber of all time.
Really?
It is also, dude, again, the sound font for this lightsaber is banging. It has such a cool sound to it. I think this is the Rebels design department. They knocked this saber out of the park, and they continue to do so in Ahsoka. I believe this is also an S-tier lightsaber, but I can understand some bite back.
It's not even... It's just in the middle of the road for him. That, I mean, if it means that much to you, I guess S, but I'm just like, that's wild to me.
Well, where do you have it? You can't do that.
I think it's just fine, but I mean, I just think it's fine. I mean, I don't think that I like the emitter.
Would you put a B? Is that your ranking?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that it's any more, it doesn't stand out any more than the others, but I mean, if he wants it an S, I guess that's fine. I just don't really I'm not going to die on that hill. I'm just kind of...
To be honest, in retrospect, depending on what Connor says, this is probably one that I would have ignited my saber for, but that's past.
So this one, the only thing I really like about it is the red lever. I'm kind of with Seth. I think this is fine. It kind of looks like the Diet Coke version of Cal Kestis's.
That's what I was going to say. I said I like the emitter.
And I disagree with you, Grayson. I don't think this invokes the original trilogy. I think this more invokes the prequel trilogy.
With the big red button?
Yeah, well, it's not just that. I think it kind of looks like Qui-Gon's. I think if you take the emitter out of it, this looks a lot like Qui-Gon's lightsaber.
Yeah.
The only thing that
colors,
is
yes.
well, that's the thing is, I think having a one bit of contrasting color on it really goes a long way, like Anakin's with the red, or the Skywalker saber, or Qui-Gon's, and I think it is the perfect perfect combining of prequels and original trilogy.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. I think it's cool, but there's nothing special about it to me. I'm in B tier. So we got 2 Bs and an S. All right, Grayson. It's got to go in A then. So where does it go?
I mean, I'll take anywhere in A. I'll be happy with that.
I'll put it middle of the road. That's kind of law of average there.
It's better than Star Killers?
No, but if we're doing law of averages here, it's got to go middle of the road.
You could put it below Star Killers. I think
Bottom
Star Killers is probably
okay.
Sure. I realize I have some bias. Okay.
Some.
So that's I'm never doing another tier list. This is insane
crazy.
to me.
Absolutely crazy.
Seth's this is getting out of hand. Now there's 2 of them.
Exactly.
Just kidding.
I know who that is.
Yep. Got a little guy. It's Yoda. So, I think this is cool, but on a design standpoint, it looks a lot like Darth Vader's. I've always thought that ever since I was a kid. And so, but maybe, that's what I think you can kind of put it into that wheelhouse that Luke made his look like Ben's because that was the design they had. Maybe Anakin's did since your saber skills could match Master Yoda's if you'd practiced harder. Maybe that he did it Anakin designed his second lightsaber or his first lightsaber to look like Yoda's. I don't know. But I don't think that I think that it's either low A or high B. I don't think that it's super inspired. That's just me. I don't know. What do you guys think?
This one's difficult for me because I agree with everything you just said. The only way I would put it higher is because if you judge it at the time.
By its size.
If you judge it at the time, right? We didn't see that many lightsabers. I think this is perfect. It is perfect for Yoda. It makes complete sense as to why he would have this because we don't know his species. We don't know what that would
look like.
We don't know how that would invoke. But if you just show me this, I know it's Yoda's. And I knew at the time it was Yoda's. I do agree with you. And I think that's a fun story connection that maybe Anakin and his hubris is like, true. I gotta make it look like Master Yoda's. This is probably, I'm probably just below Ahsoka because I think it's cool. But I agree with you. It's not super inspired either. No. But this was before lightsabers really got crazy with the designs.
It's true.
So that's what I'm saying is it's hard.
What I like is it keeps it in the family. Like if that makes sense.
Yeah. That's a good way to say it.
Yeah. So
Grayson, what do you think? We're both in B.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, this is kind of an average lightsaber for me. I agree with you guys both. To be honest, I kind of wish it's weird because he makes 2 of these. He has he loses it in Revenge of the Sith, and then he makes an exact copy. And I'm like, it's just, and weirdly enough, I think
when's he use it again?
Looks a lot. He doesn't. We see it in Mando.
Yeah, that's the one you see in Mando. And really, that's just, I think that's just some patchwork retconning because that one comic showed Masameda throw it into the incinerator.
Yeah.
So, right. And then they made a comic or a short story where he was like, I built another one, but I'm never going to use it again. And you're like, what?
Yeah.
I mean, B, C. B. I probably would put it in bottom of C, but that's fine.
I'll put it here with Ezra's. Moving on. Who do we got here? Oh, Kanan's lightsaber. Kanan's blue lightsaber from Star Wars Rebels. If there ever was an F-tier lightsaber, I think this is it, honestly. I mean, it's got some of the worst design I've ever seen in my... No, I'm just kidding. I just had to get Grayson's reaction. I think this lightsaber is pretty cool. Especially with the added context of being able to see a version of it in Ahsoka, if you will. I know it's an identical, but sometimes the animation is hard to judge the form.
Yeah.
But I think
it's a spiritual successor.
Yeah, I think it's an evocative of like a knight of that era.
Yeah.
Like it feels like a knight's weapon.
Mm-hmm.
I like that it can break apart to conceal it.
I think that's the best thing that it has going for it.
I think I could go A, top of B. That's where I'm at with it.
I could go low A.
Low A? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I obviously have some bias, but in very similar things that I echoed with Ezra's second lightsaber, I think this is a phenomenal design. I love that the emitter has like the actual Suba on it, like a stopping point for the lightsaber. Of course, the disconnect feature, which is unclear whether he added that after Order 66. I love the weathering. So it pops up in Bad Batch, and in Bad Batch, it's silver and black, and then over time it tarnishes and becomes weathered. The control box, I am a sucker for control boxes. And even in Bad Batch, it has a cover tech wheel on the side of it, but then in Rebels, it has the ring, which is straight out of what they do with the Graflex and with Obi-Wan's lightsaber. In A New Hope. So I think just all the inspirations of the OT are there. I think it looks like a real functional lightsaber. I mean, obviously I'm going to say it's S tier. I would be fine with the top of A.
We'll throw it here. How about just below Baylan Skoll?
Yeah, sure. I could do below Baylan.
I think that shakes out. Cool. All right, Grayson, you're up. We got another big boy here. Obi-Wan Kenobi's blue lightsaber.
That is a famous lightsaber right there. Yeah, I mean, I think it's another iconic lightsaber. The thin neck, technically the very first thin neck that we see. It's got the box on it, and we get to see that kind of through line of how it inspires Luke's second lightsaber as well. It's kind of very similar to that. Of course, the lightsaber of a legendary Jedi Master. I think, again, this is probably an S or an A tier lightsaber.
I'm with Grayson. I'm going to go back a little bit on some of my rules because I don't think this looks like the most ergonomic lightsaber out there.
Well, it was a grenade, wasn't it? In real life?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know the history of this.
The black grip section, they call it the grenade section because it's like a pineapple grenade.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought it like parts of it were from an actual grenade. I didn't know the history
on that.
Yeah.
But I think that this is like when I think lightsaber, what pops in my mind are 3 lightsabers, and this is one of them.
Yeah.
I think this is S tier.
S tier.
Yeah. Okay. I was worried.
Let's
okay.
Go.
I think this goes above Darksaber in my opinion.
Yes.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's
Seth about had another aneurysm here. I would have put him below. Please tell me you pulled another bad one.
Lightning round. Plo Koon. Plo Koon. I had this one as a kid.
So, dude, recently I was thrift shopping and I found it. It was closed, but I saw it through the window. There was a telescopic Plo Koon lightsaber, and I was like, I want that.
Well, it's dumb because it just looks like Darth Maul's. Like, legitimately, it just looks like half of his. Yes. So that's like super uninspired. So I guess like cool. I guess I could go by Ki-Adi-Mundi's.
What do you think about above Jekkies
It's fine.
and C tier? I think it's the only one of those that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. This is Maul's Rebels lightsaber. Another lightning round here. This has so many iterations. I think this one's fine. I don't know about the hook. Like, I think it's cool, but it's really long. And what's the purpose? Is it just so he can like walk on it like a cane?
I think that he hides it.
Yeah, I know he hides it in his walking stick.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, I think this is.
I do like that it is technically an Inquisitor lightsaber that like an Inquisitor came after him and he killed him and then like he like chopped it up, you know?
Yeah, and again, like given all that, I get it from the story perspective, but just from a pure design, which that's kind of ramping up above the other things for me, I'm kind of in C tier. I could go probably tippy top of C. That's where I'd be at.
I think it's just fine.
Yeah,
because like let me even look at it. I think that it's cooler than Pong Krell's.
Okay, so bottom of B, where are you at, Grayson?
Yeah, I was gonna say like the 3/4 of the way up to B, but I mean bottom B is fine.
And go above Gunji.
I do think.
Is it better than Gunji?
Well, no, he said Gunji is S tier.
You fought hard for Gunji, so is it better?
Yeah, I think Gunji's is way cooler, but that's okay.
All right, Grayson, you're up.
Okay.
We've got this is Dagan Gera's lightsaber.
Ooh, dude, Dagan Gera's lightsaber. This is honestly a pretty sick lightsaber design, and especially when it comes to High Republic lightsabers, like there is one prop out there that someone has made and it is just beautiful. And of course, there's a lot of people out there that have not played Survivor, but for the story implications of it and stuff, I think this is a really sick lightsaber. I think A tier.
I want to hate it, to be honest with you. I think it's over designed, but it does make sense for the character.
It's the character.
Fits the character.
This is the guy who was hiding, right?
Yeah, he's the High Republic Jedi. Well, he's frozen.
He's
frozen.
Right,
yeah. He gets his arm chopped off, falls to the dark side, and then he.
Yeah, but like this is still a double bladed lightsaber, right? And he only has one arm.
It's double bladed for a time.
It's weird, yeah, because he has it just one, and then off screen he gets a second one, which is very weird, and then he loses that one again. I think so.
It's odd, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I could go bottom of A. My heart tells me top of B, but I don't know. I don't feel too strongly about it. What about you?
I think that it could be near the Inquisitor. I get no, because I don't think that it's got this like.
Also,
I think that it's cooler than Mara's, but it's not cooler than Inquisitor or Maris.
Okay, so you're top of B. Okay, yeah. I could go there. What about you, Grayson?
I mean, yeah, if it's going to be anywhere, I'm trying to remember everything that's in B, but I do think it would be like the highest there. I wish the Acolyte Sabers looked more like this, to be honest.
I'll put it above Maris. How about that? That feels like the
it also technically has a little window to where you can see the Kyber crystal, which I think is really cool, but
BMF.
Hey, Mace Windu's Electrum lightsaber.
His Electrum lightsaber. Top of A.
Top of A above everybody else that's there?
Above everybody else is top of A.
I was going to say mid A. This is like one that, like when I was a kid and there was the stack of lightsabers you could get at Walmart, I always wanted this one, but if I could only pick one, I'm picking some of the others that are there.
Yeah.
But I still kind of wanted this one too.
Yeah.
I think it's cool. Design wise, it feels very functional. It looks very functional. I like that it's got kind of the regalness of the Electrum.
Yeah.
I'm in probably mid A personally. Grayson, where are you at? Oh, he hates this one.
Saber is so overrated. It's insane. The only thing that's cool is that it does kind of have the flashy chrome, which I think fits for someone that Samuel L. Jackson is playing. That being said, there is way too much going on with this hilt.
But it's purple.
It is purple, and that's what brings it up. But
I was going to say the first time there is purple.
He's still not over this.
Purple.
Where do you got it, Grayson?
I'm not going to overwrite you guys, but like truly, this is my own personal opinion. I think it's a C tier lightsaber in terms of the actual design itself.
Wow.
But you have no arguments for A, is what I'm hearing.
You can put them in A.
if you want to put it in low A.
All right, I'll put it low. I'll put it above Sabine. Just to make you mad. Just to make you mad. No, I'll put it below Sabine.
Yay!
To be nice.
I know that's a hot take. People love Mace Windu's lightsaber.
All right.
It is cool that it's Electrum, though.
Oh, boy. Oh, this is not what I thought it was. Darth Revan's Sith lightsaber. So, you know what? We're going to do these at the same time because I feel like you got to.
Yeah.
That and his Sith lightsaber. Give me a second. Okay, so we're talking about these at the same time. This is Revan's purple saber. This or his Jedi saber. This is his Sith saber.
I think they got him flipped.
Yeah,
personally,
but I think that almost fits the character. Like he's kind of yin yanging between the two, so it's kind of cool that his Jedi one looks more Sith like, and his Sith one looks more Jedi like.
Yeah,
I think his Sith saber is super uninspired. It's super boring, and maybe that's a limitation of the game.
In fact, do you know what it looks like?
What?
It looks like the one that Obi-Wan throws to Anakin in Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, kind of.
You're right, Seth. The Geonobi is what people call it. That is very similar to the Revan one.
Yeah.
I think this is C tier personally, the Jedi or the Sith one. His Jedi one, I want to like it, but it looks so uncomfortable to hold.
It does look very uncomfortable to hold.
So I think these go side by side in C tier. I want to like I think that this one has a great form factor, the Sith, but it looks super boring.
Yeah.
And it's the opposite for his Jedi one.
Looks a little too over.
It looks really cool, but it looks like it has horrible form factor.
Yeah.
The Sith one, I just think it's weird that it's not his Jedi one. It looks best when there's a leather wrap on it, because some interpretations it does, but for most of the time it doesn't.
It does look like it's missing a grip.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there's like people, like if you were to go and get that lightsaber, out there, like it typically has a leather wrap on it. So I like it for that, but I'm not gonna lie, it is kind of uninspired. And then the Jedi one, I'm like, it is the most evil looking lightsaber, like, and again has the same issues with like the Leia where it has the weird grip. I'm like, dude, holding that must suck. So,
yeah, it's real thick.
So we all in agreement, C tier then?
Yeah, as long as are you putting them? I think the only thing is I think the Sith one should go above the Jedi one, but that's just
I agree. Yeah.
Well, you got to flip it then. The Sith one needs to be above the Jedi one.
Yeah, here I am mixing them up again too.
And I'm pretty sure for the homies at home, I'm pretty sure that it legit was like an accident in the making of whatever these first appeared in.
Could it be? Yeah.
Did they call them the wrong thing?
Maybe they got the assets flipped.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Lord Corvax's lightsaber from Vader Immortal.
What a deep cut, dude.
It's a weird one. This is kind of similar to that High Republic one. And just for the homies at home here, we do not have any High Republic ones on here because our list was already getting long. Like, okay, it has to be visual media. Some of these we cheated. There's a couple from comic books and stuff, but
this saber, I think, is really cool because of the lore behind it. Like, it's this ancient lightsaber. The Kyber crystal is like exposed, like floating over the emitter, which is really cool. And for people who haven't played Vader Immortal, like it's tied to like the society of ancient Mustafarians that lived on the planet and stuff. Very, very cool Star Wars fantasy stuff. I think this is a really dope lightsaber for what it's trying to do. So I think it's like an A tier.
I'm the same. I think it's bottom of A for everything you just said. I don't have anything else to add.
Respect. That's fine.
Yeah. It also sounds really cool.
It's my boy.
It's Qui-Gon Jinn.
It's Qui-Gon Jinn. I think that it belongs right next to the man that killed him.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
An A tier.
Yep.
That surprises me.
I think it's super boring, but I think it is fitting of the time. I think that it was the first lightsaber we saw in a long 10 years. First new one. So I think that I think it can go, but I think it's better than Maul's. I think Maul's is the most boring of the three that came out in that movie.
Okay.
So I think it's better than Maul's.
Okay.
So yeah.
It's a nice introduction to the prequel era. And from a lightsaber's perspective, I love the green on it. I think it's like just it's a nice color. It looks super functional.
Yeah.
As a kid, I always thought this was the most boring design personally, but I think the boring fits Qui-Gon.
Yeah.
It just feels very in tune with the character.
Mhm.
I'd put it above Rey's. I'd put it above Rey's and Maul's. I just think it's like very, very evocative of the time.
And very iconic too, because you know exactly whose that is.
Yeah.
Because no one else is mimicking it. That's
Right.
the other thing, what I like about it too.
Yeah, it fits the time for me perfectly. It fits the character for me perfectly, but in a very like almost stoic sense. Like Rey's is almost, you could argue it's almost too much like her, you know?
Yeah.
But this just, it feels like, this was standard issue Jedi. He got to personalize it a little bit.
And in my head canon, this is where Luke's crystal came from.
Yeah, mine too. Mine too.
Yeah.
Mine too. Mine too.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. I didn't like this lightsaber as a kid, but it's probably one of my favorite prequel designs. The only thing is the big red button, just from like a form, like a function thing, but it's still cool. Like it adds contrast.
Wow. I got an Acolyte one.
Yeah.
Yord's lightsaber.
Oh no.
Yord's yellow lightsaber. You pulled your favorite character. I pulled mine.
Yeah.
If only there was a tier lower than F. Good news is there is one. Hold on.
Oh my, I knew this was gonna happen.
Yellow tier. Yord's lightsaber goes right there.
With an unhappy face.
That goes right there, my friends.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Who might argue?
Got two for yellow tier.
Why is Rey's not in yellow tier? Because
Rey's is the only lightsaber that's yellow that I like in live action, because it was the first time when it happened. It was like, this is different, but in a good way. They have overdone this color so much since then. It's like ever since the Rise of Skywalker, it's like blown up. I get that there's a Temple Guards, but they had their own thing going on. I've already went on this rant before. Temple Guards are their own thing. And like, I know. What are they called? There's like a certain class.
Like Sentinel, right?
Yeah, the Jedi Sentinels.
Yeah.
Sure. But it is they went too hard on the yellow lightsabers after the Rise of Skywalker, I think. And I can't stand, I'm doing this half as a joke, but I also really hate this design.
I think it belongs right next to Souls. Like it's because it looks very similar to
in
Souls
C
to me.
tier?
I do. Yeah, I think it's fine.
Can't take it out of yellow tier.
Nah, I mean, it's yellow. It's got to be there.
Oh my goodness.
Seth and I are outvoting. Outvoting. Okay.
Sorry.
That's crazy, dude.
It is what it is.
Okay.
All right, you're up. Taron Malicos' red sabers from Jedi Fallen Order.
Oh yeah, I forgot about those. They're cool. They're neat. I don't know, but I don't love them.
I want to know when he built these, because these are his Jedi lightsabers. Like, really?
These look like they're like sonic screwdrivers from Doctor Who.
Yeah. I think that it's trying too hard to be, they're trying too hard to be evil Cal Kestis lightsabers.
This is stupid.
I'm at like right next to Maul's Rebel one, because I think it's got some redeeming qualities, but
we're much closer to C tier. Like I'm thinking like Vernestra, personally.
Okay, what do you think, Grayson? Where are you at?
I don't know. Wherever you guys want to put it, B, C.
Here?
I don't
know. How
know.
about that?
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Neat.
Feel too strongly about it.
Man, all the heavy hitters are at the bottom. This is crazy. I've been shaking this thing up every time.
Fast, I guess.
And I just said it.
I got the lightsaber.
I knew it.
I mean, there's nothing. I mean, come on, guys. It's at the tippy top. There's nothing else that needs to be said.
This goes tippy top of S tier. I mean, when you think
the lightsaber, that's it.
Yeah, I think of lightsaber. This is what pops in my head. It's sitting right there behind me. This was the one I always grabbed as a kid. I have multiples of these.
Mm-hmm.
I have a telescopic. I've got that guy behind there, and I can't really see it, but I love that one as a kid. The one that had like the change to red
color. Yeah.
There's no lightsaber that is more lightsaber than this one. It goes tippy top of S.
No, yeah, I mean, it's weirdly enough not really one of my favorites, but it is just like, it's one of those things like objectively, it is the lightsaber.
Like in a vacuum, maybe I would pick another one, but I think you cannot take away the significance of that design.
No, I'm right there with you.
And it's great that it's cool.
The silhouette, I mean, Seth pulled it out of the jar, and before I even saw what it was, I saw the bunny ears. I was like, there you go. That's the silhouette right there.
Exactly. All right, we have a lightning round. We haven't had a lightning round in a while.
Yeah.
Dark Side Rey. I actually,
Ooh.
I like this scene in the movie, and I like that it's got the cracked crystal thing going on to mimic Kylo. I really don't like the design of the hilt. I think this is like,
you don't like how they flip out?
no, I like that they flip out. It's a redeeming quality for me, but it just looks boring. Like it just looks like regular old Jedi lightsaber. You could have pulled this out of like any of these other properties, and I would have been like, okay. But if you showed me this, and you're like, that's Darkseid Rey, I'd be like, and I didn't know. Like, really?
Yeah,
it's mid to low C for me.
Grayson, what do you think?
I actually think this lightsaber is one of the coolest Darkseid hilts out there. It's just severely underutilized. I think this like suits a character weirdly more like Maul because it has more like black and like dark aged accents. Like I think it even has heat staining at the top. Like it's got that shimmer at the top of the emitter. It's weird that it's just like in the one scene, but I mean, I'm not like through the moon about it. I would say top of B.
I like that it has the Cal Kestis little things, but only on one side each. So when it's shot, when it closes, it looks like that. Yeah. So I think it's kind of cool.
All right. Be the deciding vote.
I mean, I think that it could be, it's cooler than Homeboys.
Who's Homeboy?
That one ornate one. That's
better than Dagan Gera's?
Yes.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't know if I'd put it above Dagan, but.
Oh, well, where would you put it then?
Here, I'll be the balance here. I'll put it just below Dagan.
All right.
Man, that one's wild to me. If I had my veto, I might have considered it right there.
Wow.
All right, Grayson, you're
yellow.
Ooh, you have the man, Count Dooku.
Red Dooku, huh?
Red Dooku. Blue Dooku's not on here. I know they're very similar, but they're
what?
No, I'm sorry. They're too similar. They're too similar.
They're very different. They're very different.
I know they have a lot of different accents, but they got the same shape.
They do have the same shape. I don't like his red one as much as I like the blue one because again, it's too shiny. Like it's got the
yeah.
Chrome,
I know you don't like the chrome,
but
rank it as if it's blue. Like imagine they're both the same because they're kind of the same character lightsaber, if you will.
I think it's very much a Sith lightsaber, and I think it is perfect for a character like Count Dooku. So, like, putting my own grievances aside from a personal thing, I think it is like an A-tier lightsaber. I think it's really well done. The fact they made it for like in honor of Christopher Lee because he's like a is really
swordsman.
Cool.
What do you think?
Bottom of S.
Bottom of S tier. I'm also bottom of S. I think that this blew my mind more than Maul's when I was a kid.
No, and I was going to say, actually, personally, I would put it above the Darksaber. Personally. Ooh. Because I love the fact that like you can even see he barely even has to move his wrist.
Yeah,
it's so cool. Freaking cool.
Form is great.
Yes, and then I even like that little blade that's at the top of it. I don't know why that's there, but like I like to think that it's like fencing where he could like pull. He could maybe pull like a lightsaber out of somebody's hand or something like that. Yeah, to disarm them. So personally, I would put it higher than the Darksaber.
I would put it just below. I definitely put it above Ronin. So it sounds like we're averaging to bottom of S. Sounds like.
Yeah, I mean, as long that's fine.
Yep. I think it's great. I love that lightsaber a lot.
Very good. It's not too overdone.
Say Seth's still not used his veto. He's scaring me a little bit.
He has one, he said, in mind.
Ooh, all right.
Asajj Ventress.
Asajj Ventress.
Yes.
Sith lightsabers.
I
did not put her Dark Disciple one on here.
Yeah.
Again, there's just our list was getting too long.
Yeah, so I was going to say this is the one from the Clone Wars. All the Clone Wars. You know,
both Gindi and
for I am Sith. Yeah. So like I think this is cool. I think that they belong in A tier. I think that they can go kind of Qui-Gon Rey area.
Okay.
That's kind of me. I like that they can kind of hook in and then they could also be a dual bladed.
I've always liked that these felt like a combination of Dooku and Maul.
Yep.
Like she's got Maul's ferocity, but she's been trained by Dooku.
And then like I like that the handles are curved.
Yeah.
And then also you got the story that I don't remember what is like Jango Fett kills that one Sith Lord or whatever.
Kamari Vosa.
Yes, kills that Dark Jedi or whatever and gives gives them to her. Or like eventually they get to her.
Bando Gora.
I'm also A tier with this. I think it's above Sabine's. That's where I would put it. Right next to Mace Windu.
They have stripes. I don't like stripes. They look kind of weird.
Okay.
But I'm like, why? I'm like, all right, we've got the prison sabers, I guess. But I mean,
well, you gotta realize they first showed up in Gindi stuff, so you got to kind of differentiate them.
Right, and they look better in like modern Clone Wars, and eventually like when people made them kind of live actiony. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'd say like, I don't know. I don't really care. It's they're fine.
I'll put it in A tier then, since nobody's super strong about them.
Yeah, that's fine.
I said A.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
But you weren't like super hot on it.
I mean, I think it's iconic, or I think they're iconic.
I would have really put them in C, to be honest, but it's fine.
Darth Vader's red lightsaber. Once again, I think that it's iconic. I like this less than Anakin's, for sure. I like it less than a lot of others, but talk about representative of the character. I like it when it's less chrome. I know there's different versions that have like, it's less shiny. This goes bottom of S tier to me. It's probably,
I'd put it above the Darksaber, but not as good as Obi-Wan's.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah.
I'd put it below Dooku's only because it's a thicker lightsaber. I like the Return of the Jedi version
like
better.
A mechanical hand. I'm picturing like a robot holding this thing.
Yeah.
You know, that's where I'm at with it.
Yeah,
I mean, we'll compromise it above the
OTC.
Ronin. But just know I protest.
Fine.
I'm with Seth though. I think it goes Anakin's, Obi-Wan's, Vader's when it comes to the OT.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, Grayson, you're up.
Okie dokie.
Oh, very fitting for you, Kyle Katarn.
Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. I'm not a silly foolish man. This is definitely not an S tier lightsaber, but it's definitely not a B tier lightsaber. I think it has it's a lengthier lightsaber, so you can go from two-handed to one-handed grip. I like the color palette, the slight little 2 red buttons on there. I think it's a saber that I grew up with, and I say somewhere maybe low A. Low A.
I could do low A. I don't feel strongly about this one.
It does feel over designed, personally.
No.
Yes.
No.
Look, like, okay, well, we got our
Look at
Qui-Gon.
this
I'm gonna go like
beauty.
this.
Oh, he's got it.
Yeah, I know. So here I am. I'm looking at this. It looks like I'm gonna take Qui-Gon Jinn's and mix it in with we got the top of another one here, and then we'll shove the bottom of another one here, and then we got 2 Qui-Gon stacked on top of each other, and I'll take some red Qui-Gon buttons and stick them on the side.
Where are you at?
Oh, you're holding it, and then you got then let's put some Mace Windu Electrum on it. Cool, it could just fit everybody.
How about next to Maul?
Whatever, man.
And B tier.
Perfect. Give me the B tier.
You guys could have convinced me F tier on that one, to be honest with you. I don't feel strongly about it.
I see.
Hey, who's that guy? Ooh.
Yeah. So personally,
well, who's that? He didn't say.
Oh, well, it's Luke Skywalker's green lightsaber. In your mind's eye, do you guys pick? Oh, in your guys' mind's eye, is Luke holding blue, or what's he holding? Is he holding this, or is he holding this?
He's holding that one.
He's holding this.
He's holding the green one, in my opinion.
What about you, Grayson?
It's my second favorite lightsaber of all time. I believe it should be right below the Graflex, in my opinion.
I agree.
Interesting. I would say that it is, because why is this better than Obi-Wan's?
I love the story implication that he had to go back to Ben's hut and build his lightsaber out. Yeah. And it's green. It's the first lightsaber that did something different. I think that's really cool.
And he uses it for the rest of his tenure as being a Jedi. Yeah. Once he gets that lightsaber, that's all he uses.
Except until he dies.
When I think Luke, I think that lightsaber.
I'm sorry, till he dies. What do you mean? He wasn't actually holding the Graflex.
That's true.
I mean, what did he project himself as? He might as well have been.
It was just to taunt Kylo, but yeah.
Exactly. Know your place, Seth. Sorry.
Interesting. I would actually say that it is my least favorite of the original trilogy.
Why? Really?
Yeah. I just like Obi-Wan's.
I really like Obi-Wan's, but
I saw this one all the time when I was a kid. Everybody had this one. They never made toys of that one.
Well, Obi-Wan's, in the original trilogy, it was like black.
I know, it was cool looking.
I like that his is new. It's a refresh.
Yeah.
He's taking up Obi-Wan's sword, but it's new, you know.
Yeah. I don't know. I like the weathered warrior.
All right, fine. Below Obi-Wan then.
Yeah, it can be below Obi-Wan.
All right.
Will is not going to be happy about that one.
Ooh, okay. Shin Hati. Yeah, I don't know. This one's okay. It feels like it's doing what Baylan's is trying to do, but a little worse. I like that it's got the white. It invokes her character more. And it's kind of a run of the mill B tier lightsaber to me. I like the orange.
Agreed. B.
Yep.
I mean, it looks like the average. It looks like a lot of the D tier ones.
No, I don't think so. It's got a lot more going on than the D tier ones.
No, but like, so let's think about like it originally looked like one of those D tier ones, and then they like
stuff added to
and
it.
then they've been like adding bits and bobs to it on their little adventures.
Yeah,
that's what it looks like to me.
It's got form, it's got function, it's got the little spikes to indicate she's on the dark side. Yeah. It's B. It's run of the mill to me.
I definitely think it's A, but it is my least favorite of the sabers in Ahsoka, which is a hot take. So, I mean, B is fine. I think at least it looks like Shin Hati's lightsaber. Like, you look at that lightsaber and you're like, yeah, that's Shin Hati, you know?
Okay, Grayson, you're up. We're getting low. We're about out of these. Oh, okay. Kymir's red lightsaber from the Acolyte.
It's a Soul's lightsaber, but black.
And no, it looks nothing like Soul's lightsaber.
Where's Soul's at?
Listen, I think this is the best lightsaber from the Acolyte.
Really?
Strictly because it has the function of the twist off. Like, that twist in that episode is so cool, and it makes sense for his character, I feel. It is chunky, but I'm willing to give it some grace.
I was going to say, I want you to line it up with yellow tier real quick, Connor, and I want to see how close that matches.
Not at all.
Not at all?
I mean, it's got the little fork at the top,
I was
but that's
gonna say, yeah, then it's a thick boy.
Yeah.
It's a thick boy with a fork at the top.
Boy. I'm with Grayson. This is the best one.
Of the new one?
Yeah, the Acolyte.
Yeah, but I was just going to say that I'm just throwing it out there that I don't think that it really reinvented the wheel. But like at the same time, that little stabbing one, it's easily the best one of all of them. I agree with you. I think it's A tier. Really? You put it A tier. Grayson, where are you putting it?
I was actually going to say like low A. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. A tier.
Well, it was the first time we ever saw anything like that. So, that's got to give it some grace.
My goodness.
That's got to give it some grace,
just
right?
Pull one out of the freaking cup.
That's got to be pretty cool.
I'd say it would be higher if it wasn't as thick and it had a little bit more color.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
Ooh, buddy. The lightsaber that shocked the world, I would say.
Darth Maul's? It's already up there.
Oh, no. No. I think this made more made more waves.
Yeah.
Non-fans talk to me about this. This is Kylo Ren's lightsaber. I think it's just below Luke's.
Is it which one? Is green?
Is green.
Wow.
Because of the cultural impact, because of the story impact too. The sound design, the look of it. I mean, it's awesome.
Yeah.
The only thing I hate about it is that in the stupid third one, he's swinging it with a reverse grip for a good bit of the time. It's like, bro, you're going to chop yourself in half. Like, yeah, is the only thing. But yes, I think it's just under Luke's green lightsaber.
The only thing I don't like about it is the exposed wire. I get why it's there. I think it makes no sense. It would rip off of there.
What?
It would you'd rip it off.
Maybe, or you just hold on to it. Like he's just gripping it. If you're
gripping, though, you're going to be tugging at that thing all the time. Or he's
using the force to hold it in place.
I also agree it's S tier, though. I couldn't put it above Darth Vader's, though.
You couldn't put it above
But your argument, though, the exposed wiring, that's also on Vader's. He has exposed wiring, too, which is, I think, why they made that decision.
Yes, but it's small. Like, it's a small amount of exposed wire. This, I'm saying, it's like, it runs the length of the grip. Like, you're holding the grip.
You're right.
If you're moving it and swinging it, you're tugging on that wire at all times. That's all I'm saying.
I agree. Yeah. No,
I think it's below Vader.
Seth makes a good... I'm fine with that. I think Seth makes a good point that it was running circles around people. Like, everybody was talking about this.
It's cool. I love the story implication of it. I just think that it's got for me, it's below Vader. Though.
And then too, that like, look at the design too, with like, you guys are talking about how like the scoring on it and everything. Awesome. I mean, yes, it's like, it's awesome. It's amazing.
I love it. Again, S tier for a reason, but I just think it's below Darth Vader.
Sure. Yeah.
You guys made Vader's too low. That's the problem.
I would have put Vader's higher, but Grayson's the one who put it low.
I mean, I like Kylo's better than Vader's, but I can concede in that it's lower than.
Do you like it more than the Darksaber?
No.
I think it's got to go there.
You guys are so wild to me. You guys love that thing. That is crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy to me.
If I could reorder S tier, I'd put the Darksaber below Darth Vader's for sure. But Grayson didn't like. Grayson's the one who brought Darth Vader's down. You have to remember this. Okay, moving on. We're getting real down. The last 5, I think. Woohoo! Kit Fisto. D tier.
Top of D.
Whatever, man.
Ki-Adi's is a little better, but
why? What do you mean whatever? What do you want to put it at?
No, literally, it is the most whatever lightsaber, dude. Like,
okay,
again,
fine.
It's just,
yep.
Okay.
There it goes. D. The only reason I like Ki-Adi-Mundi is a little bit better is the red, the little pop of red. Grayson, you have Darth Sidious.
Darth Sidious's lightsaber, dude. It is good for the character and him being from Naboo and stuff, but like I really don't like the shape of it. Like it's just a little too rounded for me.
It's so he can palm it.
You palm it. It's got a little hook on the end. Hook.
It's just.
It's got a little spike.
I don't know. Where would y'all put it?
I'd put it at the bottom of S.
Really?
Nah.
Dude,
No.
Do you remember that in the trailer?
It's awesome.
Are you threatening me, Master Jedi? It makes that sound when it shoots out of his wrist. Like, I mean, oh my gosh, you will not stop me. Darth Vader will become more powerful than either of us. It is sick.
Better.
All of that's cool.
When he uses 2 of them.
And he does do 2. And then he loses one. And then it's like, oh, he has another one.
All of that's cool. Like, I love Sidious. I love all of that. This is my least favorite design from the prequels by far. This is dang near an F tier lightsaber to me.
Ooh.
An F tier lightsaber?
I hate the shape of it.
What do you mean? Like
it's just such a weird shape. I like the top of it. That's cool. I like the chrome. I like the gold, but it's got a whack looking shape to me. It has no grip. Basically, like it's got.
He palms it. That's the whole thing.
What do you mean
it's
he
like
palms it.
It's like no bigger than his hand. It's so it can just fit in his hand.
But it's got a little spike on the end, so it can't palm it.
No, it doesn't have a little spike. That's just how you cut it. No way, because like next time we're at a convention, we're gonna look at it. It doesn't have a little spike on it.
I mean, it's not
it's
super
like
sharp.
this. It's right there, so it could shoot out. It's right, like because again, you can even see that like when it's like you're the Sith Lord, like he's ready to call for it.
Oh, I know.
It's right there in his wrist.
Yeah, I know.
Like that's so cool.
Oh, that's cool, but it doesn't make the design better.
You guys are over here going like, we'll put Kyber up really high because he's got the little stabby thing on it.
But that's part of the design.
But that
has nothing to do with him calling it out of his wrist. Has nothing to do with the design.
I mean, yeah, it is. It's tiny, so it can be put out.
He could do that with any of the others.
But not as well. No, it's got to be tiny so it fits in his hand.
Well, he could do that with Yoda's.
He could do that with Yoda's. I'll give you that.
But that's what I'm saying is like compare the two designs. If you had Yoda's, but it was like this color scheme, and I don't know, looked a little darker, then sure. But I think this is an ugly lightsaber.
Well, also too that like it's also an Electrum lightsaber.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's mocking the Jedi Order with that.
The gold is cool. Again, there are cool aspects too, but I hate the shape of it. I hate the shape of this lightsaber. It's my least favorite as far as that goes. What do you think, Grayson?
You just said it's your least favorite design of the prequels. Would you? So this is a D. This is a DF to you.
Yeah.
This is lower than Shaak Ti's. This is lower than wow.
Because those are average. Like I look at those and I think, okay, that's fine. But this, I think, like it's ugly.
And I get too from a story standpoint why it ended up being the way it would be. Because like when they originally shot that like fight scene, he's using Anakin's lightsaber,
yes.
So they had to just kind of do something. I feel like
ugly. I just think it's ugly. That's all. What do you think, Grayson? Be the tiebreaker.
I mean, we literally have it. You guys have it at polar opposites, much like Gunji's, and it's not gonna make it. Well, I guess this will make it better. It's really like C for me. Like it's just whatever. Like I don't hate this lightsaber, but I don't love it.
Because of Seth's enthusiasm, and since Grayson has in C, I think it's got to go bottom of B. You put it in S. That's wild.
Yeah, it's cool and it's different.
Well, law of average, I'd put it in D.
Okay.
Grayson said C.
It's the first time we saw anything like that. It shot out of a bro's hand. It shot out of a bro's hand.
He could do that with Yoda's. And it has nothing to do.
He could do that with Yoda's. I don't think so. Also, you love like the ornateness. Like it's got a little green button and a red button on it. And he's got 2 of them.
I just think it's ugly. It's just ugly. Like look at that and look at Mace Windu.
It matches his heart. He has an ugly heart, and of course his lightsaber matches him.
Pull one of those out. That would have been the time to veto. There you go. He's waiting on one specific one. I don't know what he's waiting on.
What is he waiting on?
What'd you pull?
Ahsoka's from Ahsoka the White.
Ahsoka the Whites.
Ahsoka the White.
Ooh.
I don't know, Grayson. It's got stripes on it.
Stripes?
Yeah,
what do you mean? What do you
say? They don't go all the way.
Yeah, they got stripes on it. So I'm curious what you
They're
think about it.
They're lines, bro.
They're lines.
Those are
I know.
lines. Asajj just literally goes all the way. It's like ring.
I know the difference.
I was gonna say. So I don't know. I don't know if I like these better than her other ones.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, these clear her Clone Wars ones, dude.
Agree. These are bottom of S for me.
They've got what? Okay, so obviously I've been very vocal about what I like in like the katana-esque lightsabers.
Yeah,
I will kind of agree with Connor earlier. This is very much like a katana Ronin style lightsaber.
This is a katana and a shoto, absolutely.
Yeah, but the whole thing is like, so you're just gonna put all those in S tier?
No, this is the original one. This is the original.
But now you've got all of them up there. Because you have the Ronin and you have the Darksaber. So every one of these designs is S tier then?
Hold on.
When they're all the same?
No, I think the Darksaber is not a katana. It doesn't feel like a katana to me.
No,
it
does not.
You called it a katana earlier.
No, I didn't. I said it was a sword.
Okay.
A katana is a very specific shape. It's got a curve to it.
Okay.
That's just a sword. Like the Darksaber is just a sword. But I would not have put the Ronin in S tier. Grayson vetoed that one because of these lightsabers. I would have put the Ronin.
Also, these came before the Ronin, didn't they? Or didn't the Ronin come before this?
No, she had those in Rebels.
No. These are her Rebels ones.
I think that is the best representation of the Asian influence, the samurai influence. It's the katana and the shoto. I think it's the perfect marriage of like some of this other stuff is more Western inspired. I think this is the samurai influence in Star Wars done best. And that's why I would have put Ronin lower. And that's why I don't like Rahm Kota's quite as much. And some of these others that mimic this style. These are the best ones. And I like that they're white. It shows her she's torn. I think it's bottom of S, personally.
Canonically, the first white lightsabers we see in the new canon.
I love it. I think these are as perfect as you get for that character.
I completely agree. I like her primary one better than her Shoto just because I like bigger lightsabers.
Yeah,
but,
same.
I really do think this is I don't know if this is too bold of me, but I think it's also S tier.
I think they're S tier. I think they're bottom of S tier. You disagree, huh? He's just not going to argue. They're just going to go with S tier, I guess.
Please don't pull out the saber.
Seth is
I legit have no idea.
Seth is never going to do another tier list. Man, what are you going to veto? I thought that was going to be it. Obi-Wan Kenobi's blue saber from episode 1 and 2. I know they're two technically different lightsabers, but they're the same design.
Yeah.
This is my personal least favorite of that trio, but I do think it's awesome. When it comes to Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, and Maul, this is A tier. I love the design of this. I think it's super cool. I know Seth is a huge fan of this lightsaber.
It's a saber that I really did not like for a long time. And then over time, I've really come to appreciate it. I think it kind of shows it's like a prequel-fied version of what his lightsaber eventually is in a weird way.
Yeah.
And it's a darn good prequel design for a lightsaber.
Yeah.
I wish, kind of similar to you, I wish he had lost this one and then used Qui-Gon's in Attack of the Clones, and then Dooku takes Qui-Gon's, and so he has to make a new one. But because Dooku would be like, I want my apprentice's lightsaber, to like.
That's interesting.
Whatever. But anyway,
when I think of Obi-Wan, I think of his regular saber. I don't think of this one. So this was kind of hard for me. This is the one he's vetoing. This one goes S.
I think A.
It's S.
We're at. I knew this was one of his favorites. I guess I should have guessed that this is the one he'd veto.
It goes below Darth Vader's.
Okay. Right above Kylo Ren.
Agreed. I actually don't disagree with that. But I guess he had to use a saber for something.
I don't hate that lightsaber. You could have convinced me.
I think it is it's easily the best one I've ever spun in my hand.
Yeah.
Easily.
Form factor's great.
The other one, like you could see like Ewan spinning all the time with it because it spins easy. It spins easier than all of them, in my opinion.
It's probably because of that big pommel.
Well, I think it's just well balanced for all of it.
That's what I'm saying, because of the pommel.
Well, but so you can't spin the graphics very well or Luke's green one because of the control box. So that's the whole thing, is that like it's the perfect prequel design, in my opinion, because I think it's a nice blend of what Darth Maul's and Qui-Gon's look like.
Yeah.
So it's a nice mix between all of them. It takes the aspects of Qui-Gon's and Darth Maul's that I like.
I'm down with that.
Yeah.
Sure.
So
yeah. I like that video of Ewan picking it out, being like, you get to pick
yeah, it's good too. All right, Grayson, you're up next. Ben Solo's lightsaber.
He left. Oh, I did not. I thought this was going to be kind of with Kylo.
I thought about it, but it's different enough.
It is different enough. Yeah, this is interesting because, like, as a Jedi lightsaber, I'm not a huge fan of it. I do think I like that it a bit better when it becomes Kylo's. So I don't know.
I don't like this lightsaber. I don't like this lightsaber.
I say
Worst.
C tier.
Yep.
I think it's the worst of the sequel era lightsabers.
Yeah, I don't
by
like it
far. When it's
for
funny
sure.
that Kylo Ren's is the best one.
I kind of wish he just had a different lightsaber entirely.
All right, there's one more. One left. Temple Guard.
Don't you dare.
Nope. Put another place for it. Yellow tier. That's where it goes. No, I wouldn't judge it. I mean, this is one of the few times where like yellow makes a little bit of sense. By the way, just for the record, if we would have separated Jeki's and Torben's lightsabers, that would have went in yellow tier as well.
I actually agree with about the Torben thing.
Yeah. This is okay. I don't know. I don't really have any opinion about it. I know that it's supposed to look like the Grand Inquisitors a little bit because
it eventually becomes that.
The red buttons bother me.
Yeah.
I think it takes away from the design. It's C tier. I don't really have strong opinions about it.
You can just put a low C tier.
Grayson?
I like this saber a lot because it has different variations. Some variations are collapsible, like Pong Krell's. Some versions are just staffs. Some are or pikes, I should say, because they have shorter blades. And then others are just the single. Like your favorite, Luke Skywalker in the comics. That being said, I don't like the red buttons either, to be honest. So like,
but prequel era.
So C, just put in C. Okay. Dude, if we would have had that lightsaber, Luke's saber from the comics, that would have been very bottom of F tier, yellow tier. Yellow tier is more of a joke. F tier, that lightsaber actively insults my existence.
Wow.
Can't stand it. I hate that lightsaber.
Goodness.
Wow. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
All right, guys, what a list. This was a little more arguing than I was expecting. I don't think Seth's ever going to do another one.
Guys, like, I'm dead serious. Like, it is a joke that the Darksaber's that high.
I can't believe you hate it that much.
It is a joke.
I would put it.
It needs to be
a joke that you had it. You want it that low, bro. Oh.
Okay, Grayson, do you have the Darksaber above Darth Vader's?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it in your top 5?
No.
Oh. Top 10?
Maybe.
Oh, wow. I can really tell that it means a lot to you.
I think the only reason it's there, I mean, I feel strongly about it, but also, like, I think Vader should be higher personally, but I know Grayson really inched that one lower on the list. I feel like a lot of these would be shifted down a tier almost, if not for Grayson averaging them out.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what's fun about this, is it kind of like we get the arguments,
the
and get all
law of
that
averages.
Stuff.
Yes,
that's what's fun about these lists. So, the vetoes were a fun addition too, I think.
Yeah.
Want to give a huge shout out to Jesse from Kyberphonic. If you guys have heard those sounds that have been coming up when we put the icons up on screen, Jesse makes incredible sound fonts for lightsabers. Huge shout out to them for letting us use these sounds in this video. Please go over there. We'll put a link down in the description below. Check them out, support them. And thanks so much to you, Jesse, and for Kyberphonic for letting us use your sounds in this video.
Clear your mind.
Every week I put up a prompt on Instagram asking you guys question of the week. Of course, this week was all about the lightsabers hilts, the lightsaber hilt tier list. Usually, the last few weeks, we've been doing an artist spotlight here at the top of the fan segment, and we got a really great one for this week. But since the video is so long, I don't want to risk people not seeing it. So we're going to wait and hold that off till next week. It's really cool. So
1 week.
Yep. So we're going to do that next week on the show. Be looking out for that because it's a lot of fun. And if you have things you want to submit to the artist section at the top of the fan segment here, please send it over. You're doing something cool. Music, art, cosplay, just
anything. Show it off, and then we'll show it off. Or
you just you did something in Star Wars that you're pretty proud of. It doesn't even necessarily be art.
I was going to say too, it doesn't have to be Star Wars.
No,
if you want to show
us
something cool that you're working on, we'd love to see it.
Yep, just want to amplify your guys' voices on here as always. And yeah, so send them over either on Instagram or at Beyond the Dune Sea Show at gmail.com. Okay, first question from Marcus.Katie. Obi-Wan's ROTS, absolutely S+ tier. Depa Balaba's saber is a recent dark horse for me. I didn't put Depa Balaba's saber on here.
Depa Balaba.
Depa Balaba. What do you think, Grayson?
With Depa Balaba's, I do like hers. I think she has kind of a more unique looking prequel lightsaber, but it's not anything crazy.
Yeah. Darth_Christensen 17. Anakin, Shin Hati, and Dooku have S tier lightsabers. Well, 2 of the 3.
2 of the 3.
2 of the 3. Hungry Bookworm _ Count Dooku's lightsaber is S tier simply because it's curved.
I was going to say.
Hey, it's up there.
I think that it's far too low in the S tier, but that's fine.
Hey, S tier's S tier, though. You can't be mad at S tier.
I guess.
BD Dubs, who has the best lightsaber hilt and why is it Cal Kestis? I don't know about that. His is very cool, though.
It is cool. I'll give you that it's unique.
Great.
Definitely one of the better ones of the Disney era.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The Baby Coleman, I think a tier list should be mandatory at least once per month. Guys, these take so much work. I don't know if I can handle it.
I appreciate that and your enthusiasm, but perhaps help us come up with things to tier list.
Yeah, we got a few ideas.
We got some ideas, but I'll always take more things. I mean, yeah, exactly.
We got to give Seth another aneurysm here.
Yeah. I was going to say maybe a fun one again.
A droid one. Droid tier list.
I was going to say something like pizza rolls. Like
that one. Yeah. From Groge511, your most wanted saber, regardless of whether Hasbro Disney has made it or not. Mine's a vanilla answer because I don't own it. I want Return of the Jedi Luke. I want one of those for myself. A really nicely made one.
Yeah. Either Skywalker Blade or Obi's from Attack of the Clones or Count Dooku's. One of those 3.
You'd be shocked. I don't have this one yet because not a lot of people make it right. And that is Kanan's my favorite character. I really want that one.
Okay, cool. There you go. Good answers. At star.wars.nerd00, do y'all prefer Kenobi's saber from episode 1 to 2 or 3 and 4 more? Also, do you prefer Anakin's episode 1 and 2 saber or just episode 2 saber or episode 3? We know what you're going to say.
No, I think that if I gun to my head, I'm going to pick Obi's original. 3. Yeah, 3.
Mine as well.
Oh.
Yeah, and then also I would pick Anakin's episode 3. But I mean, I love the Attack of the Clones one. I think it's awesome, man.
My answer is kind of cheat for Anakin. If I'm going to choose the Graphics, I like the episode 5 version personally, but if I had to choose, I'd choose 3. And then for I saw that. And then for Obi-Wan, definitely the classic. I actually really like the version from Kenobi specifically, where it's his episode 3, but it's got that weathering getting towards episode 4. Very nice.
Okay. How about that? Pro Jason Wingard, Count Dooku Saber is definitely S tier for its uniqueness. Well, we agree. BC_Scrubs, what is Seth's ranking criteria? Does it have a Dark Wizard caveat?
Oh, no. It was...
we already know this.
Yeah, I was going to say. So I was big on lore and I was big on functionality. That was those were my 2 big things. And that, sorry, no Dark Wizards. Although my favorite Dark Wizard somehow ended up at the bottom of B because, someone's being a poop head.
It's ugly. Sorry.
Sure.
Sorry about it. Noah Belante, there has been an awakening in the tier list beyond the Dune Sea. Have you felt it? And then he actually asked a question here. How many lightsabers do you think the average Jedi Sith go through in their lifetime? I mean, it depends on if they're in the time of war or not. I would say likely, on average, it's like between 1 and 2.
I'm going to say 6.
6? Why?
Well, Anakin wrecks how many of them?
That's a special case, though.
Why?
Average?
You're going to have people like him who's wrecking 2 a movie, basically, because he loses the one. And then he gets chopped in half again later. And then he has another one that gets chopped in half. That I mean,
I think Anakin's an outlier personally.
But I mean, again, there's people that are like Anakin. Then you got people that never left the library.
Grayson, what do you think?
Probably like 3. Like Ezra goes through 3, Obi-Wan goes through 3, Anakin goes through 3, Dooku goes through 2, but then you have someone like Kanan or like the rest of the Jedi where they only go through 1, so probably 2, I would guess.
Yeah, okay. Michael_Kramer98. Did you guys know that Quinlan Voss was in TPM? That's where he should have stayed.
He's hiding in the background.
Yes.
Yep. Please don't speak his name.
Stayed.
Yeah, get out of here. I didn't put his lightsaber on here for a reason.
Admiral Enigma.
All right, and from YouTube, because I did remember this week, I did put it up on YouTube, the fan questions. From AC Gilbert 13, what color lightsaber would each of you have, and why is yours yellow, Connor? Hardy har. Haha. And what style hilt would you have? Single, dual wield, double bladed, whip, staff, etc. My favorite hilt is Dooku's from Tales of the Jedi. Super cool curved hilt, and I love it when the blade is blue. Mine would not be yellow. Thank you very much. I actually go back and forth. I really love blue, but then sometimes I'm like, I love the green. Probably blue. My heart tells me blue. What style of hilt would I have? I would have something simple. I'd have something that followed. It would either be something like Cal Kestis, because I really love that forked emitter. I've always loved that type of emitter.
Yeah.
But I also really love the shrouded emitters like Darth Vader's. So I would probably have something in line with that. I really like leather grips as well, like wrapped leather grips.
Yeah. Would you do a dual blade or just a single blade
Single
or
blade.
two?
Single blade.
Gotcha.
Yep.
All right. I think I like the one that's at your feet. I'll be honest.
From Sabers Pro.
Yeah.
Use code Beyond the Dune Sea at checkout.
That is a yes, exactly. Sabers Pro. Use Beyond the Dune Sea at checkout for 15% off.
10%.
10%. My bad. I'm sorry. 10%. I actually do like that. I'm basic. I just want a blue lightsaber. I'll be honest.
Cool.
Yeah.
Grayson?
With single blade.
I mean, I'm basic too, man. I'm with both of you. I really like, if I had to go for a style hilt, I'd probably go with something either like Kanan's or Rahm Kota's. Those are two of my favorites. But the color, I go between blue and green. Like, I maybe blue early on, and if I make another one, hopefully I get green. Fingers crossed.
All right, Chris Jovanovic, 2321. If Omega became a Jedi, what hilt design and blade color would you like her to have? Thanks, and may the Force be with you. I'll answer this first. No. That's my answer. I don't want her to become a Jedi, so I don't even want to think about it.
Oh, I could totally see her.
I could see her doing it. I just would not like it.
I could just see her that she could wield a lightsaber. Maybe not be a Jedi, but I could see her
That could be neat.
and I could see that. I could see it being yellow because of who's training her. Because I feel like that Asajj Ventress helped,
That'd be one of the few times I'd be kind of cool
and I'm
with
like,
it.
I'm okay with it.
It would fit.
Yes, I think it would fit. It's either that or green, because I bet she's like talked to Quinlan as well.
I'd love it to have some dark gray and red accents to kind of like harken back to the OG Bad Batch.
What it needs to do is it eventually has Hunter's bandana wrapped around it.
That'd be cool.
Yes.
I like that.
Ooh, you could see one of the skulls on it, maybe.
Yes.
A little skull. Okay, you convinced me.
Hey, someone go draw that. Yeah, it's from here, baby.
Sick.
Yeah, exactly. I almost kind of like that it's like it hangs off it or whatever. Yeah, that it's kind of like a little flag or whatever.
Yeah,
That'd be sick.
Yeah, and what I would do even also, I would have 9-9 etched into it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Oh, not the skull. That's what I was thinking.
yeah.
The 9-9.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Final question from Odin Skywalker 66. What is your favorite lightsaber from every era? Prequels, OT, Mandoverse, Legends. My top 5 are Anakin Episode 2, Shin Hati, Dooku, and Ahsoka's white lightsabers, and Starkiller. And my favorite color is red.
Oh my gosh.
That's a good question.
Prequels. Those will rattle them off one by one.
Okay, Obi-Wan.
Qui-Gon.
That's actually tough for me. I'd probably Obi-Wan as well. Yeah, Obi-Wan. OT.
Luke's, or like the Skywalker one.
The Skywalker blade. Yeah, same.
You like it more than Luke's green?
Luke.
Overall, yes.
Okay.
I like Luke's. For Luke, I like that one better.
Luke
OT.
Return of the Jedi, for sure. Yeah.
I mean, okay, I'll change mine. Luke Return of the Jedi for that. For prequel era, it's Graflex. Because I think of that more as Anakin Saber anyway.
Okay.
Okay.
Mandoverse. I know it's kind of cheating because it's in both, but Ahsoka the White Sabers.
It's weird because I can't really put Kanan in Mandoverse because his saber's not in the Mandoverse. So I would pick that if we're going like animation, but for Mandoverse, probably Ahsoka's white one.
Yeah.
My boy Maroc.
Okay. Legends. Star Killer for me.
Asajj Het. We'll pick that.
All right, Grayson.
Asajj Het is very good. Legends. Rahm Kota. I love Rahm Kotas.
Cool. Okay, and that is about gonna do it today. What an episode. What a list.
What a journey.
What a journey.
Yes.
Grayson, thank you so much for being here with us.
I appreciate you, buddy.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It is my honor. This is something obviously I'm very passionate about. So thank you both for letting me come on and argue.
Hey, tell the folks at home where they can find you.
You can find me and my co-host Cole, who is not here, all the same platforms that these awesome dudes are on. You can find us at MortisFM, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. There you go.
Great follow. You guys would not regret it. I know we talk about this guy all the time, but seriously, they are so much fun. If you ever just want to feel like you're just hanging out with a couple of Star Wars fans, and like you're part of the conversation.
Couple bros.
Those are the guys to watch. And Grayson's been doing some really cool like lore breakdowns in his shorts or like fun facts, things like that. Really great stuff. So absolutely go follow MortisFM. This has been a really fun time. If you guys have suggestions for the next round tier list, let us know. We have one more that we're kind of planning, hopefully to get done before Skeleton Crew. Be on the lookout for the gaming streams. Beyond the Dune Sea Retro Arcade. We had a lot of fun with that. And it seems like you guys did too. So we'll be back doing some of those. From time to time, we'll always put out announcements on the socials. But yeah, any closing words there, Seth, Grayson?
Who talks first? You talk first? I talk first?
I don't know. I was trying to think of something. Cool with it's not about the tip of the blade, like something really like deep or something. But I can't. I guess that it's as it always is. It's always been a wild ride out beyond the Dune Sea.
Exactly.
Yes.
Thank you guys so much for being along for this journey. Next week, it'll be not the same Dune time because live streams are at 6 p.m. EST, but it's absolutely the same Dune channel. And Seth?
It'll always be Dune in time.
We'll see you next week.